2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Well, a pleasant good afternoon, friends, and welcome to another edition of Georgetown Eagle Baseball live this afternoon on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friends Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki. Here on the commentary with us today, Nathan Height helping out with scoreboard, and David England providing commentary as well. We are here, game number 3. It's the winner-take-all from beautiful Bryan, Texas, here at Bomber Stadium, where today Georgetown, reeling from a great victory yesterday, 2-1, in comeback from behind fashion over a very powerful and capable Santa Fe Indian team here in the 5A regional semifinal action. The coveted finals on the way. Next, for the winner of this game, they will face Magnolia West, and then it's that spot to the state semifinals in Round Rock, Texas. Dennis, great day for baseball. Good to be back on the call with you and Galen. Excited about this one here today.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. Excited to be here with you and Galen as well, and David and Nathan. This is going to be a good ball game today, folks. Of course, as you come to a ball game like this, Eagles usually don't face this must-win situation, but the first time last night they did. They responded in Eagle fashion, scoring the 2 runs in the 5th inning to win that ball game 2-1. We've got a talented youngster on the mound and Jack Brindley today. Jack has been our 1 or 2. If you want to look at both he and Grant Wood through the season, along with Christian Murphy. Boy, great to have Jack Brindley on the mound. They are throwing the Montemayor kid, Bryce Montemayor. He's coming in from left field. ERA up a little. You'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But through the playoffs, that loss last night was their first one. So first time Montemayor has seen playoff activity, I believe. And Brindley has already started 3 playoff games. So I really give the upper hand right now to our Eagles.
Bryce Montemayor, one of the lone seniors, if you will, on the team. Not many of them. This is a very young Santa Fe team. Montemayor, a 6.85 ERA to start things on the mound for the Santa Fe Indians. Georgetown will be the designated away team. They did not win the coin flip after the victory yesterday. Montemayor, 2 wins, 2 losses on the season. That puts him at an even 500. He started one of those games. He'll be in his 8th appearance here this afternoon. We'll dig more into that in a little bit, but Galen, excited about this one. Good to have you back up here as well.
Good to be here. We're looking forward to a really good game. Hopefully the Georgetown bats work the way they did late in the game yesterday.
Well, we were looking at batting practice earlier. Georgetown had a lot of good, solid contact out there. The wind today has shifted just a little bit. Yesterday it was more of a pitcher's park. Today that wind blowing out at left field here at beautiful Bomber Stadium. Again, we want to thank all of the Bomber staff as well for allowing us to be here. David England will have weather updates and more in his perspective here in just a few moments. Before we get started, let's talk about how we got to this point here in game number 3. Georgetown lost game number 1 in Brenham, Texas, there at Leroy Dreyer Field on the campus of Blinn Junior College, 6-1. Then last night, in comeback from behind fashion, the Eagles 2-1 victors to force this game number 3. Georgetown had to get through a few teams to get here to this regional semifinal. Started back on May the 3rd, and that seems like a long time ago, versus the Pflugerville Weiss Wolves. That was a 13-0 victory, and then a 2-game series, won both of them versus College Station, 4-1 and 7-0. And then the Porter Spartans, that was a tough one for the Eagles. The first game, they took care of business easily, 13-1, but that second game, it stretched all the way to 14 innings. 4-3, the Georgetown Eagles victors in that one. Of course, Georgetown in 18-5A here in Region 3, 37-3-1 under head coach Adam Foster, 7 years, assistant coaches Dusty Brindley, Jordan Vieira, and Chad Hennessy as the assistant helping out with training. 2018, Eagles went 32-11-1, 14-0, back-to-back district champions this season. They reached the regional semis last year, so they're trying to jump ahead of where they were at last year. For the Santa Fe Indians on 22-5A, of course, here in Region 3, under 23-year head coach Ronnie Wolf. His assistants, his son Taylor Wolf, Joey Cheatham, Andrew Whittington, and Richard Davis. Their record after last night's loss, 23-10-2. For them to get here, they had to defeat the Dayton Broncos 6-0, Manville Mavericks 15-0, 9-6, and then Barbers Hill took them in both games 2-1 and 5-4. David England down there in the Georgetown bullpen to our right this afternoon. David, how's the weather? How's the attitude right now?
Dennis, Rob, it's all smiles. There's a lot of seriousness, but a lot of just loose, comfortable. They're feeling good today, and I call it their America jerseys. They're wearing the camo jerseys with the stars and stripes for the Eagles and the letters and stuff. So the smell of sunscreen and hot rubber down here on this artificial turf. It is a hot day, partly cloudy, 86 degrees. It's going to be trending up into the 90s today. Heat index is about 91, 60% humidity. The wind is steady out of the south. You'll see that American flag out there at half-staff blowing at 12 miles an hour. But it's hot, and you'll see our 4 officials today are wearing their light blue shirts today instead of black.
Awesome. Well, David, appreciate you. Appreciate all the work that you do with the Georgetown Fire Department. Thank you for being here for these 3 games. We sincerely appreciate all of your wonderful efforts and all that you do for us here with the SHN family. Dennis, before I bring you back on, just wanted to quickly chat about how it's shaping up here in the 5A regional semifinals. There's 3 teams that have already advanced now. Colleyville Heritage took care of business versus Amarillo 12-8 and 6-0. They moved on last night. They will play here in this coming up final round. Dallas has a 1-game lead, Lake Dallas, over Lubbock Monterey. And then Midlothian took care of business. They advanced. We talked about that. They took care of business early and moved on versus Wiley East. Corsicana and Lone Star are all tied up. That game will take place today. Actually, it's already underway at Dallas Baptist University. Then in Region 3, the winner of this game will face Magnolia West, who took care of business versus Nederland. And, of course, as we look down at Region 4, Kerrville, Tybee, and Sherryland. Tybee right now with a 1-game advantage. They'll play both of their games here today, not on this field, but over at Cannabis Field in Corpus Christi. And then finally, last but not least, Bernie Champion and Sherryland Pioneer. Pioneer's got a 1-game advantage, 6-3. So that's how it's shaping up here in the regional semifinals. We're excited about this one today, though, Dennis.
Absolutely, Rob. The key here is to get this ball game, take care of business in region semis, so you can meet Magnolia West next week in the region finals. I love the fact that we're in our camo uniform. We're in our numbers that you and I can hardly read, but we're very successful in that uniform. I love the uniform we have on today, as well as the one we had on last night, but I love this uniform today.
Well, Georgetown out there right now. Ooh, bumped the audio there. Sorry about that. Georgetown out here right now lining up on that first base line. We'll go over the Georgetown lineup. Batting first, the senior third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. Second in the order, the senior center fielder, number 13, Wyatt Childress. Batting third, the senior shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. And the 4, 5, and 6, the junior left fielder, number 10, Ty Tilson. The senior designated hitter, number 6, Wesley Dixon. Batting 6, the senior right fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson. And in the bottom of the order, the senior first baseman, number 9, Grant Wood. Batting 8, the senior second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington. And then batting 9th, last but certainly not least, the junior, number 24, A.J. Vasquez. He wore 23 last night in those throwback 1917 Georgetown Eagle jerseys, as Dennis said tonight, in their camo jerseys with the United States flag as the numbers, white pants, pinstriped in Eagle blue with Eagle blue socks. For the Santa Fe Indians, they'll lead off with their shortstop, the sophomore, number 1, Albert Garza. Batting second, the junior right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald. Batting third, the junior third baseman, number 27, Grant Pfaff. At 4, 5, and 6, the junior second baseman, number 33, Rome Schubert. The senior pitcher, number 3, Bryce Montemayor. Batting 6, the junior first baseman, number 34, Dalton Stevens. Batting 7th, the senior center fielder, number 7, Landon Thompson. 8th, the senior left fielder, number 17, Billy Parker. And 9th, last, certainly not least, the junior catcher, number 14, Trenton Beasley. We will step aside as we honor our beautiful country with our national anthem. We'll be right back here on SHN Sports. Well, a beautiful playing of our wonderful, beautiful country here, the United States of America. It doesn't get any better than this. High school playoff baseball under the Stars and Stripes here in Bryan, Texas. Dennis, this is going to be one for the ages. I can already feel it. Both teams fired up and ready to rock and roll. Georgetown stayed here. Santa Fe stayed here last night. I came by a little bit early. Nathan and I drove by about 8:30 or so. Santa Fe was already out here. They're ready to roll.
Santa Fe has been here throughout the playoff series because they do have quite a long ways back to Galveston. But, to be honest with you, Rob, normally, especially playing it here at Bomber Stadium, a stadium that we feel is almost our home park. We're undefeated here. I really like to be the home team, but in a ball game like this, to tell you the truth, thinking about it, with them throwing probably their number 3, maybe even number 4, an opportunity to get on top in this ball game really quick. I love the fact that we're visitors here this afternoon. I love the fact that Jeffrey David will lead it off. Jeffrey David with the huge triple to tie the ball game yesterday. And then, of course, right behind him, Wyatt Childress with the double that proved to be the winning run in yesterday's ball game. So looks like Montemayor is a hard thrower, a little bit of a side armor. But right now I love the fact that we go Jeffrey David, Wyatt Childress, and Cole Posey with an opportunity to get a lead here early.
Well, setting up that defense to start things for Santa Fe. They'll be on the mound first. Of course, the pitcher we talked about, Bryce Montemayor, a 6.85 ERA. Beasley, the catcher, behind home plate. Stevens at first, Schubert second, Pfaff at third, Garza the shortstop. And then from left to right, Parker, Thompson, and McDonald. Dennis, I'll let you describe the stadium here. You know it well, my friend.
Oh, it is a beautiful ballpark, folks. It's 325 down the right field and left field lines. You know, at our park at home, it's 323, so very similar to the power alleys in right and left center. It's 365 and a straightaway 400 in straightaway center, almost identical to our park. The difference as we got here to the park this week is the signs that have started to go up for the Bryan Bombers. And makes it even a more cozy, beautiful ballpark, folks. So it's all turf infield, turf outfield. We may occasionally call something dirt, but there's no dirt out there, folks. It's all turf. Jeffrey David has stepped in to lead it off. Rob, get us a base hit and let's get things going.
Jeffrey David, the right-handed batter, the senior for the Georgetown Eagles, will take the batter's box first. He is 2 for 6 in this series. On base 2 times, both of them were hits in both games. The first right-handed delivery from Montemayor got him on that corner, which has been a lucrative spot for Santa Fe this entire series, the early count 0-1.
Their pitching staff works the corners inside, outside. You watch Beasley, he pops back outside again.
The 0-1 pitch, this time a little too far as he's still trying to work that outside corner on the off-speed. The count even at 1-1, no outs.
With both teams with the win in this series, and this one the winner goes on. You can throw out records, you can throw out everything in this ball game. It is play for it today.
Montemayor, the senior, will throw another delivery off the right arm. This one foul off the first base side. The early count here 1-2. And Montemayor again, that 6.85 ERA. We saw earlier the staff here at Bomber Stadium putting a little more padding under the mound there. We were wondering what was going on. I asked the coach up here, and he said we were just having a chat and putting a little more padding under the mound. 1-2 pitch on the way. Little flinch here, and he got him looking, though. That was looked high into the inside, but a nice curve came back across and got him looking. Jeffrey David out.
Pretty good curveball off of the arm of Bryce Montemayor, so we know now that he's got a lively fastball and he's got a real nice biting curveball. So we see those two off Montemayor as we start. Wyatt Childress will try to get something going with one down here.
Second in the order, the center fielder, senior Wyatt Childress, right-handed batter, tries to place bunt, pulls back on it. That curveball way too far to the outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away here in the top of the first, no score.
Rob Wyatt will step to the plate, read the third baseman. If he's behind the bag, there's an awfully good chance he'll drop one down. So Pfaff moves inside the bag now.
Next delivery again too far to the outside, and the count at 2-0. Childress finds himself in a good count here to start things for Georgetown. Santa Fe in their white jerseys and cream-colored pants tonight in green socks with yellow outlines. The numbers and letters in yellow. The hats, hunter green with the SF logo in yellow on the top. The next pitch, a ball, 3-0, Childress, good eye.
As it is in baseball, pretty much the same uniform they had on Thursday night when they defeated us 6-1. So if I'm the head coach, I'm going back with that uniform that got me a win on Thursday night.
3-0 pitch off the right arm. This one too far away. 4 pitches, and that'll be a walk for Wyatt Childress.
Great start for your Eagles, although there's one down. Speed on the base pass, and Wyatt Childress and Cole Posey, who hit the ball hard yesterday, came up empty-handed a couple of times, but hit the ball really hard. Looking to see him break out here in this ball game.
Wyatt Childress entered today's game 2 for 6. He was on base 2 times, both of them from hits, and now a third time on base for this series. 2 hits and a walk. It brings up third in the order. Number 5, the shortstop, senior Cole Posey. Copo, the pitch on the way, and that one hit him on the back of the head, and that'll be, luckily, while you wear the helmet, and a hit by pitch will put Cole Posey on a base for the third time. He had one hit, one walk, and now one hit by pitch. You might as well mix it up, Dennis.
Absolutely. Eagles with a real good opportunity right here. A walk and a hit batter. Montemayor probably a little bit skittish out there for the first time. The Santa Fe not having lost before in the playoffs. Possibly, not sure, but possibly his first opportunity to pitch in the playoffs.
Ty Tilson, his 7th time, he'll step up to the plate in this 3-game series. He's reached on base twice, one of them on a fielder's choice, one an error. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. Ty Tilson trying to get something rolling here for Georgetown with runners on 1 and 2 as we're underway here in the top of the first, 1 out. Montemayor will keep an eye over at second base as Childress, the A&M commit, will take off, trying to steal to third. Childress is there in time, and a double steal as Posey will steal over to second.
Rob, I love the fact that in ball games like this, Coach Foster, Adam Foster, had already read pretty much a delivery motion of Montemayor, knew he could run on him, and he's going double steal, first opportunity he got. Now a base hit can put your Eagles up 2-0.
31st stolen base of the season for the A&M commit, Wyatt Childress. Posey picks up his 46th. 1-0 count on Ty Tilson. The junior from the senior right arm to the outside, low and away, 2-0 count.
Dennis, I'm with you. I like the aggressiveness and moving these runners up bases there and getting them closer to home.
Absolutely, David, and I know that Adam saw that early. As I watched his delivery, it's slow to the plate. I think Wyatt would have been going had Cole not been hit by the pitch. So putting a lot of pressure on their defense early.
Montemayor's delivery, another one to the outside. 3-0 count. Montemayor not where he wants to be starting this game. He is 1 ball away from Georgetown loading the bases to start things here in the top of the first.
Montemayor, of course, played left field the first 2 ball games. As he moves to the mound, Billy Parker goes to left field with not quite as strong an arm as Montemayor.
The next delivery, this time across in the zone for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike on Georgetown's Ty Tilson.
Feel confident on a base hit that Cole Posey has the opportunity to score. As deep as Parker is and left field, they're straight away and right and center.
Eagle faithful have made their way here in numbers today. The right side of the stadium completely full. The 3-1 pitch to the outside, and bases are loaded for the first time this afternoon. Coming on the 4th batter here in the top of the first, the Eagles looking strong, and we'll have an early chat on the mound with assistant coach Wolf as he will talk things over with his pitcher.
Rob, Dennis, the dugout down here, they're having a ball, they're having fun. They're enjoying this so far.
Well, I tell you, David, one of the things that I thought, and we talked about it in the pregame, I thought coming in that normally I like to be home team in a game like this, but with their number 3 or possibly number 4 on the mound, you could put an aggressive offense up at the plate. Even their visitors, you put them up at the plate first time. This is the kind of pressure you put on them, and the pressure we put on is excellent. Looks to me right now like maybe Jack Brindley may be going down just to throw a little bit.
Yes, sir.
As it's a long inning, he's going to go down and stay loose down there in that bullpen before he comes in, and that's what needs to be done. And what could be better, Rob, than to have your designated hitter up with the bases loaded and only 1 down.
Just wanted to mention here as we enter this game, the Georgetown Eagles, they're batting 9 for 48. They're on base at batting just under 20% at .18. They're on base only 17 of 48 at 0.35. That is where Georgetown is, but coming out of the gates early, they're at a 75% on base right now, Dennis.
Right, and Rob, you can attribute that to the pitching when you get to the semifinals.
Wesley Dixon, the senior, designated hitter number 6 now at bat. That pitch got him on the corner. Good pitch by Montemayor after he settles down. 0-1 count here on Wesley Dixon.
They've already got a big guy warming up in the bullpen down there for it looks like the guy that came in and relieved Thursday night.
I believe that might be Shepard if it is.
0-1 to the outside. Of course, the rule is here in the postseason, you can go to 110 pitches on your last batter. That is it, and then you're done for the series. That's the way it works in the postseason. 1-1 pitch off the right arm on the way, popped up. The first pop-up we've seen. It goes behind us and in foul territory, the count 1-2.
Rome Schubert, who pitched the opening night, I believe may have had close to 90 pitches, is the only one I believe that's in any kind of danger like that. We could still see him for 20-25 pitches if they need him.
1 ball, 2 strikes, left leg up, right hand delivery. This one hit foul off the first base side. A late swing there as it got off the end of the bat, went foul just beyond the fan deck there on that first base side. The count remains 1-2. The battle starting for Wesley Dixon.
Real good job by Wesley to fight off that curveball and just slap it foul.
Montemayor with a little bit of sun on his back. A swing and a miss for the second out. Wesley Dixon strikeout swinging. That's the second strikeout in this inning for Montemayor. Georgetown does not want to leave 3 on here. As 6th in the order, the senior number 17 right fielder Noah Thompson makes his way into that left-handed batter's box. Dennis, he is 1 for 4 in this series. He's due.
He is very due, and I tell you what, at the point that his bat comes alive, he could knock all 3 of these runs in with a shot into the gap in right or left center.
Montemayor takes a deep breath, the left leg up, right hand fastball, chops this one foul off the first base line as it was there, hit just above his right wrist. Goes foul, 0-1 early count, Thompson.
Throughout this series, if my recollection is correct, they have worked Noah inside. That pitch on the inside corner that he fouled.
Noah last night 1 for 2. He had that amazing triple back in the 4th inning of that game that helped propel the Eagles and keep the momentum going. 0-1 delivery way too far to the outside. Even count at 1 ball and 1 strike on 2 outs.
Huge thing for Georgetown right now, Rob, is that we played a run. We come away with something out of this beginning rally. So Noah finding any way on it all he can.
1-1 delivery on its way. This one too low and into the brown carpet. Normally the dirt, the carpet here at Bomber Stadium. 2 balls, 1 strike. You can hear the Georgetown fans to our right with their slapsticks and everything they can to make the noise. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hard swing. Beautiful fastball by Montemayor to even the count at 2-2.
Montemayor shows the same that Schubert and Stevens had the last 2 nights. A very lively fastball. Noah just couldn't catch up with it. Like to see us go 3-2 at worst so we get runners in motion, but it is 2-2.
Here's the delivery. Popped up foul off the third base line. The battle starting here for Noah Thompson. Again, bases loaded for the Eagles. It's Tilson who reached on a walk at first. Cole Posey who was hit by a pitch and stole to second. And then Wyatt Childress who reached on a walk, advanced over to second and then stole to third. Back in that previous at-bat to lead things off at the top of the order after David's strikeout looking for the first out. 2-2 your count. Georgetown and the pressure on Noah Thompson. The delivery. Thompson, another one foul off the third base. He'll stay alive. Good battle here by Noah Thompson.
Rob Montemayor just flat out challenging Noah right now. Mano a mano fastball. Here it is. Hit it if you can. I'm coming after you. And you and I know well that Noah can hit the fastball.
Wind direction appears to change just a little bit as it's starting to blow to the back of Montemayor now. His delivery to the outside. All the Santa Fe fans wanted that one, and I'm sorry, but that was too far out. 3-2. That was a good call by the home plate umpire.
That's a pitch that ends up in the mitt but comes around the plate. We have the best angle of it. Definitely ball 3. Again, so far, a real good job by our plate umpire.
The payoff pitch, the first one. Runners in motion. The pitch on the way.
There you go.
And that'll walk him. And a forced walk will bring in the run for Georgetown. Great eye by Noah Thompson. He'll get on base here in this series for the 3rd time. He's reached on a hit and now on 2 walks in 3 games. And the Eagles take the 1-0 early lead here in the top of the 1st with 2 away.
On the 3-2 pitch, runners were moving on the play. A good at bat by Noah as he fouled off 2 really good fastballs to Montemayor and worked the walk. So your Eagles take the early lead, which is exactly what you want to do in a game like this. You want to come out in the top of that inning and put something on the board.
It'll bring up for Georgetown, 7th in the order, the first baseman, number 9, Grant Wood, who also pitched yesterday. He's 0 for 3 in this series. All 3 of his attempts, though, as he got on base, were walks. The first pitch to the right-handed batter got the corner for a strike, and once again you see Grant Wood shaking his head.
Well, he got the corner, but it was the corner of somewhere over in College Station because it was way outside.
0-1 delivery, right hand. That one way too far outside. That one hit Kyle Field, 1-1 even.
Having walked 3 and hit a batter, you can definitely tell that Bryce Montemayor is really amped up.
Montemayor gets set. Now his left leg, right hand delivery in the dirt, and this will bring in a run on a wild pitch. A wild pitch will bring in a run. Georgetown capitalizing early on the Santa Fe mistakes, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead.
Georgetown coming out, Rob, doing exactly what you want to do. We have not had a base hit, and yet we've scored 2 runs, and we got runners on second and third.
So coming in to score on the wild pitch was Georgetown's Cole Posey. Tilson at third, Thompson at second. A 2-1 count for Grant Wood. That next delivery on the corner for a strike to even it at 2-2. Again, David has talked about Georgetown all season, and we've talked about it as well. A 2-out team doing work here with 2 away. Montemayor's next delivery, this one swung on, hit foul into the back of the net, just in front of us. The count remains 2-2. The battle starts for Grant Wood.
Well, as we say right now, Georgetown capitalizing on every mistake that Montemayor made, every mistake that the Indians have made for that 2-0 lead, for we've yet to put the ball truly in play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Left leg up, right hand delivery in the dirt again. This time, though, it bounces around off the foot of Grant Wood, and runners won't be able to advance, but we've got another payoff pitch on a 3-2.
Rob, runners at second and third, so there is an open base. I don't know that they'll give in with a dead red fastball to Grant Wood, as good a hitter he is, and our 8-hitter coming up after him and Zach Whittington. Here's your 3-2 pitch.
The payoff on its way. 2 high upstairs and another walk, and the bases loaded for the second time this afternoon for the Eagles.
There's no activity in the Santa Fe bullpen right now.
I haven't seen it either, and right now my guess, David, is that they're going to have to get some activity going pretty quick.
5 of the 7 batsmen have reached on base here this afternoon, and now Ronnie Wolf will talk it over, and with Ronnie coming out there, that may be it for Montemayor, and it is. And we've got a new pitcher out there making his way, number 24, Jeremy Shepard. Jeremy Shepard, the junior.
Shepard came in and got the last 2 outs of the victory to save. Well, wasn't a save, actually, in a 6-1 ball game, but he got the last 2 outs. A big, hard thrower. And right now, Rob, quite frankly, the Indians know as well as Coach Foster and Coach Brindley know, there's no turning back. You can't let Montemayor try to keep you in the ball game. If you throw 10 pitchers today, you'll throw 10 pitchers.
And this is a lot reminiscent of what our listeners are used to here in Eagle Nation, is taking advantage of those mistakes. And that's a lot of what Santa Fe was doing the last couple of games, is they would take advantage of our mistakes, and now we're back into our rhythm.
Right, and the patience that we've had at the plate. 4 walks and a hit batsman. Montemayor was a little bit amped up. You could tell he was well overthrowing and just couldn't find the strike zone. Eagles got a really good call. If you will, go all the way back to Grant Wood, got a really nice call that could have, to Noah Thompson, that could have ended the inning. So they're able to capitalize, as you say, David. But that's what you do in a game like this. You just play add-on. You just add on until you just wear down that other squad. And right now, Georgetown has that look about themselves that they came to win this ball game without question.
Well, we talked last night. The kids, when they came in yesterday, they packed their bags like they were ready to stay tonight, or last night. They did. They got the win. They stayed tonight out here this morning with a 2-0 lead, 2 away. And again, as you talked about, Jeremy Shepard on the mound, getting those warm-up pitches now for Santa Fe. Jeremy Shepard, the pitcher, the junior. He has a 3.98 ERA, 1 win, 2 losses this season, puts him at a 33%. 15 appearances. He has 4 saves, and he will face 8th in the order for Georgetown, the second baseman, number 11, Zach Whittington, who is 1 for 6 in this series. He's been on base twice, one of them a hit, one of them on a fielder's choice.
His big single last night started the 2-run rally last night. Jeffrey David followed with the triple to plate him, and then Wyatt doubled home Jeffrey. So right through here, Zach, a big key in last night's ball game.
Well, the first pitch was way too far to the outside from the right arm of Shepard. Shepard stands with his right foot on his left part of the rubber. That pitch in the zone got him for a strike, 1-1. Good pitch there by the junior Shepard.
Again, big, hard throwing right-hander. Basically is all we've seen in their 4 arms so far is good, solid, hard throwing right-handers.
Shepard's 1-1 to the outside in the dirt, and the runners won't be able to advance. Good job there by Beasley, able to get back behind it. The count at 2-1.
Base hit here would be huge, but again, another walk. Just continue to add on into this inning if Georgetown can, but a 2-0 lead, folks, is a beautiful sight here at Bomber Stadium this afternoon.
That memorial flag at half-mast honoring Memorial Day coming up tomorrow. 2-1 pitch. Chops this one up over. It'll take a bounce and the tag out. No one will be able to come in and score. Good job there by Garza, unassisted tagging the runner Grant Wood for the third and final out, but not before the damage was done in this inning. Georgetown picking up 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on no hits. There was no errors, and Georgetown leaves 3 on base. We're through half an inning. Bottom of the first coming up in just a few moments. Georgetown leads 2-0. I also wanted to thank our good sponsors. You heard that audio that went through sponsors. We had a great sponsor come on yesterday. We didn't have a chance to redo that audio, but I did want to mention Joe Bob from Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Automotive Repair. We appreciate your sponsorship yesterday. We mentioned it several times. It's just not on that audio banner that we have. But again, Joe Bob with Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair, thank you so much for your generous support for all of your automotive repair needs and oil changes and more. ASE certified technicians right next to Mel's Lone Star Lanes in Georgetown, Texas. Thank you, Mr. Joe Bob K. Appreciate all that you do for your support of our kids here on SHN. Dennis?
Santa Fe will definitely come to the plate having, for their first time at bat, knowing that we didn't really put the bat on the ball in that first inning. We just capitalized on mistakes. So they know that they're still in this ball game. Jack Brindley's job is to come out and keep it right here at 2-0 as long as he can. And it's good to have Jack on the mound. When you get to a game 3 and you've got Jack Brindley on the mound, that really bodes well, and it really lends itself really to the Eagles side of this baseball game, because Jack has had playoff experience, has started probably 2 if not 3 playoff games where Montemayor, who started the ball game for the Indians, I doubt had seen any playoff experience. So the experience right now goes to your Eagles. Folks, they've got the 2-0 lead.
Jack Brindley, 51 2/3 innings pitched this season, 12 games played, 12 of them started. 10-0 is his record for Jack Brindley. He's had 9 runs on 26 hits. 5 of those runs were earned. He's walked 18, struck out 52, sent 4 to the tattoo parlor on the hit by pitch. That puts him at a great .677 ERA. Leading off for Santa Fe will be Albert Garza, followed by Nicholas McDonald, and then Grant Pfaff. Albert Garza, boy, he has been a force to be reckoned with in this series. He's only 2 for 6 batting, but he leads Santa Fe on base 5 times. 3 times he was walked, 2 of them were hits, Dennis.
A good little sophomore shortstop, young man that Santa Fe will see for the next 2 years to come. A good little ball player.
Left-handed batter, he stands very close inside that box. I mean, literally both of his feet in parallel form, Dennis, all the way up to that line in that left-handed batter's box. That is a stance that you don't see that close over the plate. 1-0 the first pitch. The second pitch got him on the corner to even the count at 1-1.
It also tells me that Garza's not afraid to get hit by a pitch.
You know, from the perspective down there on the field, he's not very tall, and so it probably makes it a hard strike zone.
Now here, Dennis, check this out. He steps back about a half a foot. Swing here, foul off the third baseline. That left foot down in that lower corner of the box. He was standing with both feet side by side right up on that line, and now he's shifted back a little bit. 1-2 the count here on Albert Garza, the sophomore. Brindley's next, right-handed delivery. Boy, a fastball, but they say it's too low.
A little bit too low.
2-2 the count.
I like the fact that Jack got up and went to the bullpen during that long top of the first inning, so he should be able to settle in here pretty quick.
Brindley shrugs his shoulders. This one gets chopped over to second baseman Whittington. He'll make the throw and safe, able to beat it out. Wow, was Albert Garza as Whittington picked it up. It was just a beautifully placed ball. It would be very hard if you're not a fast runner, but you got to give Garza credit using that small frame, the speed, keeping those wheels turning, and he was able to beat it out for the single.
It looked like a head-first slide into home base first.
Well, that's just pure hustle, but as I watched Adam never moved, so felt confident that Garza must have beat it out.
Second in the order, the right fielder, number 9, the junior Nicholas McDonald. He's 1 for 8 in this series. He's on base, though, 3 times. He was 1 for 4 last night. 2 errors and 1 hit is how he reached. He'll place a bunt, rolls foul off the first base line. The early count 0-1 on Santa Fe's right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald.
A little bit surprised to see Ron Wolf bunting this early in the ball game, down 2-0 with his number 2 hitter, but right now he's just trying to cut that lead in half and get Garza out over to second if he can. with 3 and 4 coming up behind him.
It's amazing for Garza. 6 times he's been on base in 7 attempts in this series. That is unbelievable numbers for that young man.
Well, there's no question in my mind that if a sophomore is your shortstop and a sophomore is your leadoff batter, and you're in the semifinals of the state tournament, you got a good ball player there.
0-1 is the shrug shoulder here from Brindley. The breaking ball drops in. He worked on it all preseason. He has perfected that breaking ball, found it right in the zone, 0-2 count.
McDonald thought that pitch was high, but it did. It broke very early into the strike zone. That pitch has been called a ball throughout this tournament, having always broken a little bit high. That pitch beautifully done.
Pick attempt over at first. Quick arm delivery by Brindley over to Wood at first base. The Georgetown defense, Brindley, of course, on the mound with that 6.77 ERA. Vasquez, the catcher. Wood at first. Whittington second. Third is David. Posey, the shortstop. And then from left to right, it's Tilson, Childress, and Thompson. The Eagles in their camo jerseys, as we said earlier. 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him for the strikeout, swinging one away here in the bottom of the first with the Eagles leading 2-0.
Huge strikeout. McDonald's one job, along with Coach Wolf, was to bunt him over, failed to do that. And when you can't advance a runner, it's really a tough at-bat. So one down now for the Indians, and Garza's still on first.
Second left-handed batter of the afternoon. Third in the order, the junior, number 27, Grant Pfaff, the third baseman. Another pick attempt as Brindley throws, keeping Garza honest over at first. Even though Garza has been on a lot, he's been productive. I believe he's only scored 1 run. I don't have my game one score sheet.
Yeah, that was his run he scored last night.
That one Lone Ranger on the board. Next delivery on the way. This one hit foul into the net as a fan flinched. Hey, I would flinch too, even though that net is there. The count at 0-1. Galen can sometimes grab those through the net, right, Galen?
Right.
Well, a very solid ballpark here. A nice safety fence that protects pretty much the entire fan base. So just a beautiful ballpark here at Bomber Stadium. Love coming here.
No balls, 1 strikes, 1 away. Brindley again taking a deep breath, taking his time. Now the delivery to the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aces across the board.
You know, as I look across the ball field, you know, in the summertime when you look across the field or something, you see those ripples. That's what I'm seeing as I look across the ball field. It's hot.
1-1 on its way. Swing and a miss. 1-2, Dennis.
A hot 86 degrees. Is that what you're saying, David?
It's trending up. It's got to be upwards of 90. I wish I could put a thermometer on the field. It's got to be over 100 out there.
Yeah, that turf is generally much hotter than what the called out temperature is.
Brindley again patiently. Now the delivery inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're talking about kind of that. I know what you're talking about, David. Just that look, and you can sometimes see reflections. Yeah. I think that word, you may want to look it up. I think it's called a fermata. Okay. I really think it is, Dennis. That may be the only knowledge that I know outside of.
I didn't know that one, so I went back to baseball. I didn't know that one.
2-2, breaking ball to the outside. 3-2, the payoff pitch. First one of the afternoon for Jack Brindley.
Jack's job, of course, again here is to hold his 2-0 lead. So look for him to come right at Grant Pfaff here with 1 down.
Brindley puts his left glove up, shrugs the shoulders, right delivery, high upstairs, and that'll walk on a 3-2. Grant Pfaff, bases at 1-2 now as Pfaff will reach on the walk. Garza after his single, and on the forced walk from Pfaff will advance over to second. Fourth in the order, cleaning up, the second baseman, junior, number 33, Rome Schubert.
A lot of times in a ball game like this, the magnitude of this game, even as the Eagles faced that same magnitude last night, though, this is it. Takes a little bit of time to settle down. Jack will get it here in just a moment, folks. He'll get settled in.
Back to a right-handed batter, Schubert, who has been not only a stud on that mound as their ace, but he has also been the great hitter for Santa Fe as he is 4 for 6 in this series. 2 for 3 last night. 4 times he's been on base. All of them were hits. The first pitch, though, is a strike, 0-1. To the outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Brenda Siosen, Jack's mom, to our right, getting the fans fired up as she always does. Boy, she brings the energy to these Georgetown fans.
Very appreciative cloud over the field right now. It's dropped.
Yeah, I started to say we've got a
feels good.
It almost looks like it is cloudy out there right now. We're under the stands here, but
1-1 even as Brinley will fake the throw over to second to keep Garza on that base. Whittington there to try to protect it. Aces across the board again. Georgetown leads 2-0. Tying potential run at first. Lead runner at home plate. Pitch on the way. That was a wicked changeup there, but didn't get back across. And a count at 2-1, and we're going to have a quick discussion as Dusty Brinley will talk things over with Jack. The infield comes in as we are here live on SHN Sports. Rob Hipp, Dennis Allman, Kalen Welnicki, David England, and Nathan Hyde up here. Appreciate everybody joining us. We also, as always, Dennis, want to make sure that we say a special hello and thank you to all those Santa Fe fans that are joining us. We welcome you into the broadcast as well.
You know, Rob, I had a chance to speak to a number of their parents on the way out of the ballpark yesterday. And the one comment that I had is that they're a class organization. They're class young men. We saw it throughout the ball game, and that's a tribute to Coach Ron Wolf and his staff, but just a very class group of young men.
Actually ran into Coach Wolf's sister last night at Dairy Queen. Talked to her for a few moments. Appreciate their family. 2-1, swing and a miss. Good off speed there by Brinley to get him to bite, and he missed it.
It's amazing how you can come back and throw that strike when your pitching coach comes out to visit with you. Just settle down and do what you do best, and that's what Coach Brinley went out and told Jack.
2-2, one away. Brinley checks over to second 2 times. Now he'll throw to Whittington. The base runner's safe as Garza. He'll dive back in plenty of time.
Got a little bit of activity in our bullpen, although I think as you will see youngsters go down there, they're going to just start to stay loose.
Yeah, it's Braxton Pearson starting to play catch.
2-2. Runner will take off. This one will hit foul off the first baseline. And the battle starting here for second baseman at Santa Fe's Rome Schubert.
We don't want to beat on that same horse throughout this ball game here, but without question, everybody on your staff that's eligible to pitch may see some time in that bullpen this afternoon.
2-2 with the American flag whipping away at the 400 mark at center field.
Hit and run was on right there for the Indians. Foul ball down the right side.
Brinley again looks to second. Now he'll deliver. Chops this one over to the baseman. Trying to make the play and an error by Georgetown. Oh, my goodness. And that'll score at least one for Santa Fe. That's an error on the Eagles.
We're going to check and see if that should keep Pfaff. Yeah, Pfaff will stay at third, but scoring on the play is Albert Garza.
Number 24, Jeremy Shepard.
Now Schubert will go all the way over to second. Garza will score on the error.
Sometimes you hesitate to even comment about it. Probably an ill-advised throw. Jack had not gotten to the bag. So unfortunately, the Indians well in motion with just one hit, but runners at second and third.
Brings up Bryce Montemayor, the pitcher senior for Santa Fe. He'll swing late on this one. It goes foul off the first base line. The early count 0-1. Montemayor 0 for 6 here in this series. He's only been on base once. That was on an error.
Now remember, this is Jeremy Shepard. Montemayor came out of the ball game.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah,
Thank
I'm just
you.
trying to get a hand in there, but yeah, and Shepard that
Thank you.
most likely has not been to the plate throughout this series. So a good opportunity for Jack to bear down. Strikeout's what we need here. Eagle infield's back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball.
Yeah, so it's actually Shepard. Thank you, Dennis. And an 0-1 count. He'll chop this one up. Brinley makes the play here, throws over to first, and they get the tag. But a run does come in and score, and that's the tying run scoring for Santa Fe. Pfaff will come in and score the second run.
Eagles actually having a little bit of communication problems at first as Grant was not able to wave off Brinley. Brinley fielded it, but now it's tossed back over to Grant. He didn't have his foot on the bag, barely got it there in time. So scoring on the play, an unearned run, is going to be Grant Pfaff to tie it at 2-2.
2 away. Pitch on the way here to Dalton Stevens. Dalton Stevens, number 34, the first baseman, the junior. Stevens was batting 9th last night. He's 1 for 4 overall in the series. He's been on base 3 times, one hit by a pitch, and 1 walk. 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1, the even count. on Stevens.
Dalton Stevens, the starter last night, who pitched an outstanding ball game. He did take the loss as your Eagles won 2-1. But Dalton Stevens, the starter last night, will go back over to play first in this ball game.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Brindley trying to regain his composure here. Pitch on, too high. Oh, that one hit him on the left wrist, and he'll take off on a hit by pitch. And now runners on the corners for Santa Fe.
Kind of surprised with that because he didn't make any attempt to move.
No, the pitch, though, was inside, David, so there wasn't anything ill-advised on what he did. It was an inside pitch. It just didn't break. That curveball stayed up and in, and Stevens turned just a little bit, but it hit him up on that elbow.
So for the 4th time in this series, Stevens will get on base. 2 of those 4 times were hit by pitches. That'll take us to the left fielder, Billy Parker. Or beg your pardon, Landon
got the
Thompson. Pick-off attempt, and the runner's safe over at first. Landon Thompson now at bat.
That is the 2nd time in this series. It happened again last night where we work the wheel play. We have the fake to third to go back to first, but we're not making a throw back to first. That's 2 times that's happened.
Had an opportunity there, just not in time, as Dennis was saying. Thompson yet to have a pitch thrown his way. The right-handed batter, Landon Thompson, who's 1 for 3 in the series. He's on 4 times. That pitch got him right across in the zone for a strike. And, boy, you talk about Thompson, how he got on base during this series about every way you can. 1 hit, 1 error, 1 walk, and 1 hit by pitch. Boy, how else can you get out there?
I don't think you can, but the one thing you want to do is keep that young man off the bases because he's got some speed.
0-1, Brindley's pitch on the way. Chop foul off the first base line. 0-2.
Jack well ahead in the count here. A couple of Eagle mental mistakes have really allowed both these runs to score here in the bottom of the inning. So we need to keep it right here. A 2-strike pitch coming to Thompson, but we need to keep it right here at 2-2.
Brindley trying to get out of here. To throw this one, pick attempt over at first. Runner safe as he threw it to Woods. Stevens is over there at first for Santa Fe. And Schubert all the way over to third in that hot corner. 0-2 your count here in Bryan, Texas. In the bottom of the first, where Santa Fe has tied the game 2-2, 2 away. Pitch, swing and a miss, got him, and that'll do it. Brindley working out of it as he found himself in a rut, but able to come through for Georgetown. Goes through 7 batters in that inning, though. Santa Fe, they said, Georgetown, we'll match you, buddies. 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error in that inning and 2 left on base for Santa Fe. We'll step aside and thank our wonderful sponsors. We'll be right back. SHN Sports semi-final action here in the regionals continues in a few moments.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Welcome back. Georgetown Eagle Baseball live on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. We want to thank, as always, Courtney Home Inspections. For all of your home inspection needs, Courtney Home Inspections will take care of you. Visit them online at CourtneyHomeInspection.com. Appreciate you. And also want to thank Mr. Jeff Brennan of Brennan Remodeling. Brennan Remodeling, building equity since 1988. And boy, if you're in Central Texas, equity is the name of the game. Jeff Brennan and Brennan Remodeling can help you get there. Friends, send us a message on SHN Sports or on this YouTube chat or Facebook, and we'll put you in touch with Jeff Brennan. He's my father-in-law, so I'd love to put you in touch with him.
There you go.
Leading off here for the Eagles is A.J. Vasquez. And the first pitch on the way to Vasquez, a ball, 1-0 early count. So we'll start at the bottom of the order, then we'll go back to the top 2 for Georgetown, David and Childress. Shepard, right-hand delivery. This one in the dirt. 2-0 the count. A.J. Vasquez in this series, 0 for 2. Or last night was 0 for 2.
Eagles able to put a pair of runs on the board in the top of the first inning without a hit. Looking again to get a base runner, draw one as quickly as possible with A.J. He's got a 2-0 count.
2 balls, no strikes underway here in the top of the second. That pitch too close, and that hit him. Hit by a pitch. A.J. Vasquez will reach on base. And my goodness, for Georgetown, they have been able to get on base tonight. They're doing a great job, Dennis.
That's, quite honestly, David, can't disagree with that, but still, that's almost identical to the play before, and not much way they ought to be bringing A.J. back. A.J. should be standing on first base. That ball rode up and in. That's really a tough call that goes against the Eagles right there, although the beauty of it is the count's 3-0.
Yeah, he didn't get that hit by pitch call, as you were saying, Dennis, so 3-0 the count.
Well, David was right earlier in the Indians at bat that you have to make an attempt. That pitch really was riding up and in on A.J. Where you want to make A.J. go, I'm not sure. Just a tough call, but a 3-0 count. Still he's way ahead in the count.
Shepard's 3-0 delivery. This one too far to the outside. Now he'll walk. It didn't matter anyways. That'll just put one more in the pitch count for Shepard.
Yeah, and that looked like an awfully good pitch. It almost gave me the impression that he had to throw a BB down the middle or he was going to walk A.J. Chinnis is in to run.
Chinnis, we've seen Jaden Chinnis, the sophomore, come in and courtesy run all season, here in the playoffs all season. So it is number 14, Jaden Chinnis. It is 14, correct?
Yes, 14, yes.
We go back to the top of the order. Georgetown's Jeffrey David, who's 0 for 1. He struck out looking for the first out back in the first.
The Eagles doing what they did in the top of the first inning. Base runners via the walk. Makes no difference how you get there. It's all about on-base percentage. It's all about on base. Whether it's a base hit, a single, a double, whatever, it's nice right now to have Chinnis at first.
This pitch again too low over. Chinnis will get back over to first. 1 ball, no strikes. Georgetown's Jeffrey David, who was 1 for 2 in his last at bat before he struck out looking on the 4th pitch. And Brenda Siosa now sitting down at the front row.
She down there mixing it up with those good Santa Fe folks. That's Brenda.
She's holding up the big head of Jackson Siosa. Of course, they got the big head cutouts of all the players. The fans bring them around. Pick attempt over at first.
Well, Rob, always an enjoyable series is when you have fans on both sides that are good class quality fans, and that's what Santa Fe brings as well as our Eagle fans. So it's been a good series so far, tied at 1-1.
1 ball, no strike. Pitch on the way to the outside, 2-0 as we are tied here 2-2 in the top of the second. No outs. Georgetown has Jaden Chinnis as the courtesy runner for Vasquez after he walked on the base right now.
Believing and talking with several folks that Shepard is their number 4, they will probably try and stay with him because they've got nobody up in the pen right now. And as we go down their list of right-handers, they've thrown quite a few of them so far in the series.
The count as Shepard with his right hand puts that ball behind his back. Now the delivery too high, 3-0. And for Shepard, he has now thrown 7 balls in a row.
5 walks and a hit batsman, if you will, for Georgetown in just an inning. No outs here in the top of the second.
3-0 pitch. This one low, another walk. Runners on 1 and 2 for the Eagles. As Chinnis will advance over to second, Jeffrey David with a walk over at first. David now on base for the 3rd time this series. 2 of them were on hits and now 1 on a walk.
Eagles with good speed on the base pass right now. Jaden Chinnis at second and Jeffrey David at first. As Coach Foster, again, I talk a lot about this as he's gauging Shepard's release and gauging Shepard to the plate. Wouldn't be surprised to see the double steal attempt here with nobody out.
Center fielder Wyatt Childress now at bat. He's over, but he reached on a walk and scored the first run for Georgetown. First pitch is a strike. Good one there by Shepard. 0-1 the count on the A&M commit, Wyatt Childress. Got a couple of our kids going to D1 schools, and a lot of them going to other colleges. We love to hear that. It don't matter. You know, you talk a lot. As Chinnis will head back over to second. He'll take off. on an error as he had to dive back to second, and he'll reach to third on an error.
We do have number 11 for the Santa Fe Indians warming up in their bullpen.
That's Brighton Sumbles, the senior. The error on the shortstop there, Dennis. I didn't catch who threw that. Did you catch that, Galen?
No, the error is on the catcher.
On the catcher, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't catch who threw it.
Yeah, Beasley's the one that made the throw, an ill-advised throw. But again, in a ball game like this, you just get amped up and you make a little minimal mistake here and there. Chinnis was not far off the bag at all. Beasley trying to just steal an out for his Indian teammates has put them in a hole now with runners at first and third, nobody out. And, of course, our two-hitter, Wyatt Childress, big double last night to score the second run for your Eagles.
Childress trying to get on for the fourth time. Runner will take off is David. Over to second. That one hit foul off the first base line. The count 1-2 on Wyatt Childress.
Possibly a hit and run on with Jeffrey with Wyatt swinging at that pitch, but pretty much I think it was straight steal. Wyatt just trying to put it in play. Vacated second as Schubert went to cover the bag. The ground single into right would have been pretty, but right now Childress trying to get this run home.
Shepard's 1-2. David will take off, and another one. This one, David may have to come back. He slipped. He's got to get back over to first unless that goes foul. And thankfully, it drops just out of the reach of Santa Fe there off that first base line. That could have been caught in foul territory. Luckily for Georgetown, Wyatt Childress will stay alive, and the battle starts on a 1-2 count.
Rob, with the flag blowing straight in and at times blowing over toward left field, they're shaded well to the opposite side of the field, as is McDonald over in right field. Now he's moved more to straightaway. Didn't really have a chance on that foul ball at all. So Wyatt with another chance to knock Jaden in to give us that 3-2 lead.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ooh, little flipping and dipping out there by Shepard. You got to be careful.
Everybody looks at that wheel play, and it hadn't worked yet. But we've had 2 opportunities in this series for it to work.
Boy, you can hear the Georgetown fans to our right making the noise here for their beloved Eagles. Eagle Nation loud and proud. Pick attempt as Shepard will throw to Stevens, and David barely back in time, and Chinnis will have to get back over to third. That's a good heads-up play, though, because Chinnis thought about, hey, you know what, if they're going to do that pick attempt, maybe I can come in and steal home.
Yeah, a little bit of a decoy on that play as Jaden was kind of wandering down the line. I looked over at Pfaff. Pfaff nodded his head, and that meant to Stevens, I want to throw.
And a good job by Chinnis not falling for it and getting back. This pitch to the outside.
Wow.
2-2 the count. That one looked to the outside. Again, our Santa Fe fans are to the left. We're right near that behind home plate up here high. We have a great angle of where that pitch is going, Dennis.
Yeah, Beasley just over his left shoulder asked him where was that pitch, and it was just a tad off the plate.
2-2 the count, no outs, runners on 1 and 3. It's Chinnis in the hot corner, the pitch on the way. This one will hit over to second. Schubert trying to get the double play and safe. 1 out though at second. Able to beat it out was Wyatt Childress, and he'll bring in a run. Georgetown takes the 3-2 lead as Chinnis will come in and score.
Just simply hustle off of Wyatt Childress to keep us out of the double play. Fielder's choice ground ball goes to Wyatt Childress. But bigger than that is scoring from third is Jaden Tennis with that go-ahead run.
So Childress does reach on the fielder's choice, just able to beat that out. Great job and the speed by Childress. Good to have him on this Georgetown Eagle team. Chinnis will come in and score. And Childress will steal over to second. Great stolen base there by Wyatt Childress.
Not much question in the ballpark. I think most of us that have been watching this Eagle offense play all year long pretty much knew that Wyatt was gone on the first pitch. Got a great jump.
Either it seemed like a slow pitch from the mound or caught the catcher off guard, but that throw was really late.
David Shepard has got a big delivery when he doesn't use that slide step, and that was what it was. But
so Childress on that fielder's choice will be credited with the RBI. I was checking with Dennis over here. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, I've learned so much from you just in these playoff series. I've learned so much from Galen over the years and from you. I've been so blessed to be around such great guys such as yourselves, and I appreciate y'all more than you'll ever know, my friend.
Well, it's been a joy to be here with you. Great. This baseball is a great national pastime. I've loved it For as long as I can remember, I started playing it when I was 8 years old, only because you couldn't play when you were 5, 6, or 7. So played it since then. Love this game in every way, shape, or form. Right now, Eagles with an opportunity at a base hit to widen this lead, trying to play add-on to their 3-2 lead.
Cole Posey at bat, 1-0 count. The next one a strike, 1-1 even for Cole Posey. He's on base once on his first bat. He was hit by a pitch, though, to reach, then a stolen base. He came around and scored the second run for Georgetown back in the first.
With the wind laying down a little bit, I'd love to see him hit that Cadillac past the center field.
Shepard keeps an eye over at second to Childress. Now the delivery. Breaking ball. Childress will take off to third. He is there in time. Barely in enough time. And I got to say, it looked like he was there. I know the fans of Santa Fe weren't too happy, but he slid under the right foot as he dove under his waist, was able to reach that breakaway base.
Beasley's throw just a little bit high, kind of released it off his back foot. And, Wyatt Childress reading Jeremy Shepard on the mound all the way, pretty much knew he had that bag stolen.
Part of Georgetown's plan that I was told on Thursday night was that they were going to try and take advantage of the catcher's throwing.
We didn't get the opportunity Thursday night, Galen, as you remember, because we couldn't get enough base runners, but that was the game plan, and executing it to perfection tonight, or this afternoon, if you will.
1-2 to Cole Posey. He'll hit this one foul into the net in front of us. The count remains 1-2. The battle starting for Cole Posey. Going back to Childress, picking up his 31st and 32nd stolen base of this 2019 campaign.
It's difficult a lot of times because most people think that steal is off the catcher, but a lot of times it's stolen off the pitcher.
Childress with the lead off at third. The pitch to the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, even for the Boise State commit, Cole Posey.
I guess I'm trying to give a little love to catchers, as my younger son caught for Georgetown many, many years ago. So I always give love out to catchers.
Time here for Shepard, 2-2. He'll swing and a miss to Cole Posey. Cole wanted that one back, and he will be out for the second out swinging.
That was probably the first changeup that I've seen from Jeremy Shepard, and Cole way out in front of it. So that'll bring up Ty Tilson. Still an opportunity with Watt Childress at third. Still an opportunity to add to this lead.
Shepard with his first strikeout after coming in for Montemayor, who only pitched 2/3 of an inning. Brings up fourth in the order, cleaning up the left fielder, number 10, Ty Tilson. Reached on a walk earlier, left stranded at third as part of those triplets that were left out there. The first pitch in the zone for a strike, 0-1.
Somewhat the kind of game you oftentimes see in Game 3 of a playoff series, as your usually 1 and 2s have thrown early in the series. So where we saw a lot of zeros on the board in this one, folks.
0-1 too low, even count 1-1, Dennis.
Eagles able to put 2 on the board in the first inning, 1 again here in the second. Indians answered the 2 in the first.
I'd like to answer their 2. I think that's important.
Yes, it is, and that's what Ty's job is to do right now, is to any way, shape, or form get Wyatt home.
1-1 even pitch, too high up. The break wouldn't come down, and it was too close to the inside anyways. 2-1 the count here on Ty Tilson.
Wyatt did his job as he beat out the ground ball off the double play attempt and then stole second and then stole third. So perfection would be a base hit from Ty Tilson to honor Wyatt's effort.
2-1, chopped over to third, hard ground. Third throws over to first, and that's an out. Pfaff to Stevens, and that'll do it. The run won't come in. And for Georgetown in this inning, though, picking up 1 run. They get that 1 run again on no hits. There was no errors, and Georgetown leaves 1 on base. That'll be 1.5. We are through middle of the second. We'll move to the bottom of the second here in a few moments. Stay with us, friends. Eagle Baseball continues. 2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball. Don't miss. Welcome back, Georgetown Eagle baseball here from Bryan, Texas at Bomber Stadium. Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, David England also commentating tonight. Appreciate everybody joining us. Nathan Height running that scoreboard for us. 3-2 the score as Santa Fe will get back to business here in the bottom of the second. We saw a good productive inning by Brinley. Back in the first, he did give up those 2 runs, but at the end, and I say productive, but at the end of it is where he started his production.
The big strikeout was huge. Billy Parker only pinch hitting roles throughout this series, so first time he's been in the ball game.
Parker, right-handed batter, pitch on the way to Parker. Got him on the inside corner for a strike. Good first pitch. That'll get Brinley in the right mindset here to start things in the bottom of the second. Parker, the junior, pitch on the way.
David, still Braxton Pearson down in the bullpen for your Eagles?
Yes, sir, and his catcher's just now squatting down, fixing to get a little bit more serious about his warm-up.
1-1. Pitch on the way to the outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Actually, Parker is a senior. I looked under the wrong list there. Parker, a senior here for Santa Fe. Pretty tall young man out there. The right-handed batter stands staggered in the box. And that right-handed batter's box, 2-1. Boy, that was close to the inside. He swung on it, 2-2. That would have been a ball if he would have stayed still.
Yeah, I think Parker had his mind made up that he was reading fastball and he was swinging all the way and couldn't really hold up. Couldn't hold back.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Brinley will deliver. Up high. Someone forgot to close the attic door on that one. The count at 3-2.
Well, Indians trying to battle back, and the best way to do it is to get your leadoff batter on.
Brinley's 3-2, second payoff pitch. He'll chop foul off the third base line. The battle starting here for Billy Parker. The first 3-2 payoff was on the third in the order, Grant Pfaff, back in the first, and he walked him. Again, 3-2. This one hit foul off the first base side and bounces just off the Georgetown Eagle dugout. The count remains 3-2.
Parker doing a good job of battling Jack Brinley here. That could have been ball 4 on a pitch that was low. Slapped it foul over by the first base dugout.
Brinley left leg up, a little sunshine on his cheek now. This one will pop up, one of the few pop-ups we've seen, but it'll go foul behind the Santa Fe dugout. And we heard it hit the roof here just to our left.
Not sure that A.J. ever knew where that ball was as Jeffrey David started a couple of steps off third. A.J. had a little trouble picking that ball up.
Again, a 3-2. Again, hit foul off the first base side. Good battle right here by Parker as he's getting the shouts of celebration from his Santa Fe faithful. Brinley again. Delivers. And the battle stays alive here as Parker bit on that one and it chops foul.
Again, a pitch that was riding inside for ball 4, but Parker doing an excellent job for a young man that only is pinch hit. Actually, I think in both games, doing a good job at the plate here, battling one of Georgetown's aces in Jack Brinley.
Brinley's delivery. This one chopped over, foul, just about a foot to the left of the third base bag. The count at 3-2.
That's the 6th foul.
I started to say, Galen, this is where you start to count the hitter's pitches. And at some count, it's probably the 11th or 12th pitch to him right here.
Again, the pitch. Again, a hard hit, and it goes foul again off the third base. This time way past the 325 marker there on the corner in foul territory.
That's the 12th pitch of this at bat.
Yeah, and Galen, you and I know that on a hot day like today, as David has said about the heat, it can wear on you when you're continuing to throw pitches. So Brennan looking to put him away right here.
Brinley's 3-2. This one hit foul again.
Rob, do you need me to run over to Academy and go pick up some more baseballs?
Yeah. If you don't mind.
I'm constantly seeing the plate umpire going, I got nothing here.
Just don't grab your stepdad's Babe Ruth ball like they did in the Sandlot. 3-2. Swing and a miss, and now Brinley finally got him on the 14th pitch. Oh, baby, that'll run up your totals quick.
Well, great job by Jack Brinley, though. He continued to pound the inside, and then got Parker on a pitch just up at the letters. The great job by Brinley.
Things are not going well, though, for Jack. It's very doubtful now that he'll be able to finish the game. He's already thrown 41 pitches in less than 2 innings.
Beasley up to bat next. That pitch across the zone for a strike. Got him on the off-speed 0-1 to Trenton Beasley, his first at bat of the afternoon. Bottom of the order, the junior.
Well, I suspect that Braxton Pearson is going to be the first. Out of the pen as he sits down right now to watch what's going on with nobody on and one out here in the second.
Quickly in rhythm, Brindley didn't get the next one. 1-1 the count here on his third pitch to Beasley. It's on its way. This one up the middle, and Childress will be able to grab it. Good catch by Childress as he ran over to the right about 8 or 9 feet. A nice little up and zinger, if you will, and that's a second out for Santa Fe. 2 up, 2 down.
Rob, Wyatt read that pitch right off the bat. Took about 10, 12 steps to his right. Medium, deep center field for the catch. So a great opportunity now, even though they're back to the top of their lineup. Jack has done the job to get their 8 and 9 hitters. 2 outs. You always want to face the top of the lineup with 2 down.
It goes back to the top of the order. Albert Garza, who's 1 for 1 this afternoon. The pitch on the way to the left-handed batter. 2 high upstairs for a ball, 1-0 count.
Dennis and I have always talked over the years about pesky ball players, and this kid is a pesky ball player to the max.
He is, Galen, without question.
1-0. Got him this time in the zone for a strike. 1-1 on 2 outs.
And as just a sophomore, Santa Fe has got to be pretty happy that they'll have this young man back for the next 2 years.
Brindley quickly back in rhythm. Right hand. This one chops over to Posey, making the run. Throws the dagger over to first, and that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. Great job by Posey at short, throwing the strike dagger to Wood for the 3rd and final out.
After throwing 14 pitches to Parker, only 5 pitches, to get the next 2 hitters back to economical for Jack Brindley. Good job by Jack.
Way to fight.
We want to go ahead and remember some more of our sponsors here. We sincerely appreciate the generous support of Joshua Harris at the Oak Ridge Disciple House, a faith-based Christian character building ministry, nonprofit 501c3, helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, they can find that much-needed light at the end of the tunnel. Find it at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Check them out online, oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Thank you, Joshua Harris, for your generous support of everything we do here on SHN Sports. We also want to thank our good friends Ty Gibson, Blake Nicholson at Minuteman Press of Georgetown for all of your printing needs. Business cards, brochures, flyers, window stickers, and more. Your one-stop print shop. That's Minuteman Press in Georgetown at mmptx.com. Also, thank you to Ricky Poe of Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center. For all of your jewelry needs, Ricky Poe can take care of you. He also buys gold, fixes jewelry, and sells it. He's one of the best, and I know him personally. A good friend of mine has all of these sponsors. Ricky Poe, Georgetown Jewelry, online at georgetownjewelry.com. One final sponsor before we get back to action here. We want to thank Brent Parker with Specialty Restoration of Texas. If you have suffered fire or flood damage, Specialty Restoration are the experts in restoring that damage. Give them a call. You can find their website online at Specialty Restoration of Texas. Also look them up on Facebook. Brent Parker, thank you for your generous support and all the fine work that you do also for remodeling Specialty Restoration of Texas. As we get back into order here, and leading off in the top of the 3rd, Dennis, 5th in the order, Wesley Dixon, who's 0 for 1.
Wesley has done an outstanding job in that DH role all year long. Sometimes a difficult role because you never see the defensive side of the field. But boy, hit by pitch right off the bat.
The tattoo shop is open for the 2nd time this afternoon as Dixon will reach. Cole Posey got hit earlier. And Dixon will get the bruise over to first. We'll take it if you're an Eagle fan. And for Georgetown's Wesley Dixon, wanting to get on, and I'm just looking here. That is his 3rd time that he's got on base here in this series.
To finish my thought on Wesley, he's done such an outstanding job throughout the year as just the DH.
Noah Thompson, the right fielder, left-handed batter. First pitch way too far to the outside off the right arm delivery of Shepard. 1-0 count.
It's very high, too.
I think that's 9 base runners we have now without a base hit.
And I think 6 of them have been walks and 2 have been hit by pitch, or 5 and 2.
Pick attempt, barely getting back in enough time was Wesley Dixon. He had a pretty good leadoff. Good eye there by Shepard over to Stevens at first.
Kind of a lazy tag attempt by the first baseman there.
6 walks, Galen, and 2 hit by pitch. There's an amazing stat in the top of the 3rd inning of a ball game like this.
Shepard keeping an eye on. Now the pitch. This one a hard hit. That's a base hit for the Georgetown Eagles. Runners at 1 and 2. Thompson gets a hit. Noah Thompson needed it. He was due. That's his 3rd time on base. He was 1 for 2 with that triple last night. taking care of business here for the Eagles in the top of this third inning, Dennis.
Well done right there by Noah. That's the patented hard ground single. He's capable of taking it, of course, all the way to the wall, but that patented hard single on the ground. Good job to have Noah back swinging the bat like that.
Brings up seventh in the order as we go to the bottom of the order. The first baseman, number 9, Grant Wood, who's 0 for this afternoon. Pitch on the way to the right-handed batter, shows bunt, pulls back, gets the ball, 1-0 count here with no outs, runners on 1 and 2. The Eagles leading in the top of the third, 3-2.
Adam looking to move these runners to second and third. With just one down, utilizing possibly the bunt from Grant Wood.
Shepard patient on that mound. Right hand delivery. Pulls back on the bunt again, this time called a strike, 1-1. That one a little bit lower in the zone.
Yeah, Grant would probably tell you, Coach, I took that pitch because it was high, but not to the plate umpire, so the count 1 ball and 1 strike. It looked like it was up a little bit, but that is well a tough pitch to bunt.
1-1 count, no outs. Shepard will keep an eye over at second. Now the delivery to the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on no outs.
Little cat and mouse going on with Grant Wood and Dalton Stevens as Dalton charged. Grant squared, pulled it back, and then squared again. When he pulled it back, Stevens hit the brakes over at first base.
Shepard gets the call from his catcher, Beasley. Here's the delivery. Places a bunt. Good bunt. Runner trying to get to third, and he won't get there in time. He's out. Thought it was a good bunt at first, but just actually came back a little bit to the inside. Good job out there by Pfaff and company, able to get that runner out at third, which was Wesley Dixon. That will advance, though, Thompson over to second and Grant Wood over at first.
Not a bad bunt at all, just bunted a little bit too hard, and on this turf, it just shot back to Shepard. All he had to do was spin and get the force at third. No tag needed at third. It was just simply a force. So 1 down, same situation. Runners at first and second.
1 away we are. Batter now is Zach Whittington, the second baseman.
Yeah.
Pitch on the way. Whittington will chop this one. Oh, what a grab at third, try to make the tag. The runner, though, is safe at third. What a play out there by Pfaff. He did throw it over to first and got Whittington out on the 5-3. But, man, he just barely by inches missed Noah Thompson out there, who was making a run to third on the tag.
Yeah, Pfaff had one shot at Thompson. Took it, didn't get it, didn't turn around, try to chase him down, and got us out over at first. So, again, the second, if not the third, outstanding defensive play. 2 that I know of. I'm thinking of 3 that Grant Pfaff has made in this series. Just a great job by that young man.
Bring up A.J. Vasquez, who's over, but he did reach on a walk in an air. Eventually came around and scored in this ball game off of the Wyatt Childress Fielder's Choice RBI. A.J. Vasquez, the pitch on the way to the right-handed batter. Got him in the zone for a strike, 0-1 with 2 outs. Well, David, here you go, your 2-out Georgetown Eagle team.
It's fun to watch them do their work with 2 outs. It's fascinating.
Runners on 2 and 3, both in scoring position. Vasquez going to try to cook some steaks. Christopher Courtney, one of our sponsors, told me last night, we got to get the steaks out of the freezer and put them on the grill. Georgetown needs to do that here.
That's what you do on Memorial Day.
0-1, 2 away, runners on 2 and 3. Shepard's delivery. Got him on the corner.
Wow.
0-2. Looked a little outside. The home plate umpire said it's a strike.
Yeah, pitch that did look a little low and maybe off of the plate, but Shepard got the call for the Indians. Jeremy Shepard on the mound. So A.J. down, no balls and 2 strikes.
0-2 the count. Shepard will deliver. This one right into the glove. Wow, lined it right to Shepard. Oh, baby. That's a heads-up play by Shepard. Literally a bang-bang play. Shepard off the bat right into his glove for the third and final out. My goodness, that'll get the Santa Fe fans on their feet and gets the Santa Fe Indian team over there cheering it on with their head coach, Ronnie Wolf. In this inning, Georgetown, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 on base. We're through 2.5. Bottom of the third coming up. Dennis, we'll keep it right here.
All right, very nice play right there by Jeremy Shepard. That totally is a reaction play on a line drive back up the middle. If Shepard were to sit down in the dugout and be honest, he would say, That ball got on me quick, but he made a nice play on it to snuff out a huge Georgetown rally, and they come up empty-handed.
I know a lot of times you'll hear a bang-bang call on a hit or something like that goes out, but, man, I didn't know any other way to describe it. Right off the bat, that was the first bang. The second bang was right into his glove.
Yeah, it's total reaction on the part of Shepard. Shows what kind of athlete he is, able to make that play. But go back and take the simple fact that A.J. hit the ball awfully hard to come up empty-handed.
Well, due up for Santa Fe, trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. They'll still be near the top of the order, the 2, 3, and 4 spots. The right fielder, Nicholas McDonald, followed by Grant Pfaff and Rome Schubert. McDonald 0 for 1 this afternoon as he struck out, swinging for the first out back in the first. Again, we want to make sure that we thank all of our wonderful sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare for all of your healthcare needs. Very awesome folks that I've known. I've known Joel a long time and his wife. They can help you on the right path. Look them up on Facebook, Joel and Jackie Holcomb. We also want to thank Tiffany Palmer Realtor for all of your real estate needs. Realty1GroupProsper.com. Thank you, Tiffany, for your generous support. McDonald, right-handed batter in the middle of the box. The pitch on the way. Oh, that one looked close to the inside. He got the strike call 0-1.
Well, Jack Brindley back out. First third inning of work.
Second pitch on an 0-1, swing and a miss. Brought the heat, got him to bite, didn't deliver. The batter, that is 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. This one will chop up. That may be a base hit. It is right in between the gap of Whittington and Thompson out there at right. That is a base hit and a leadoff single for Nicholas McDonald.
That's what you sometimes call, even in the air, a seeing-eye single, as he dropped it just over Zach's head and just in front of Noah Thompson. So a leadoff base hit has something going for the Indians here. And then activity again, I believe Braxton probably again. Activity in the Eagle bullpen.
Grant Pfaff for Santa Fe, left-handed batter. Pitch on the way, shows bunt, pulls back. 1 ball, no strikes on Grant Pfaff. He is 0 for this afternoon. He's on base, though, and scored that second and lasting run right now back in the first. Brindley will throw over to first, pick attempt as he throws to Wood. McDonald's safe, getting plenty of time. Wood ball, no strikes. No outs. Runner on 1 for Santa Fe. Brindley's delivery. This place bunt. Woo, that was about an inch from flying over the top of the net. And if it would have, that could have came back to us, Dennis. We may have got a rare foul ball here.
It very well could have. It was close, but Pfaff unable to get the bunt down, is trying to move McDonald over to second to get him in scoring position for the Indians.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs after the foul ball moments ago by Pfaff. Pfaff, of course, a junior. Most of this team is young, with several juniors on the team, more than several. There's only
2 seniors.
Bunt placed here, making the grab. Wow, what a job. Running up and making that grab was Georgetown's Grant Wood, as he ran all the way from first, Dennis, halfway down that first base line, sliding, diving, making the grab.
Yeah, nice play by Grant, but the bunt attempt by Pfaff, ill-advised. The last thing you want to do is pop a bunt up when you're simply trying to move a runner over, but Eagles get the break on that, so with 1 down, runner still at first base.
Rome Schubert, right-handed batter, pitch on the way, and that was close to hitting him. Luckily it didn't. Too close to the inside, 1-0 count. Very close to the inside on that one.
Schubert showing that get-out-of-the-way technique right there.
Another pick attempt as Brindley threw to Wood over at first.
Big gap in right center field, folks. Fairly deep tie is in left and straight away in right and center.
1-0 pitch, swung on and fouled off the third base line, back to the concrete. The count at 1-1.
Chop foul at the plate, so we'll do it all over again.
Appreciate everybody out there listening on YouTube this afternoon. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps us out and also keeps you in the know of all things SHN Sports. Hit subscribe on YouTube today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As another pick attempt over at first.
folks may be listening on Lake Georgetown, at the beach, wherever they're listening to our YouTube stream. Definitely share it with all your friends. Let them know this is win or die.
Yeah, we're trying
for Georgetown.
We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so every subscription helps. We appreciate it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Brindley's delivery. This one a hard hit, bounces off the glove of Posey, and Posey not able to come up with it on that one, Dennis.
We'll really have to see how the official scorekeeper rules it. I was going to agree it was an error. I was hoping possibly it wouldn't have been an error on Cole, but that ball short hopped him, but was a very playable ball.
Yep, it right in front of him, error, and a rare one by Cole Posey. 5th in the order, the senior.
Can't disagree with the official scorekeeper on that. That ball could have been played. It just took a short hop on Cole. Tough play, though.
Pitch to Shepard. He'll chop this one over. Posey will get another chance. Posey to second, trying to get the double play to first.
Got it.
And the Eagles got him, baby. That's the way to do it. Cole Posey, after bumbling the first one, said, I'm going to come back, baby. And they got the double play to end this inning.
Well, Galen, you say it all the time, and without question, a pitcher's absolute best friend, as a rally was brewing for the Indians, Galen. And the double play, the 6-4-3 again. What can you say about this this middle of this infield? Zach Whittington playing second these last couple of games, doing a great job on the double play turn. Cole started it.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody or just 1 left on base.
Yep.
Rob, we get to enjoy all of this today, thanks in part to our military, and it's Memorial Day weekend, and we've got to give a big shout out to all of our servicemen and women serving, whether here or abroad. Thank you for everything that you do.
And I second that, David, as well. My younger son serving in the military, and both first responders, police, fire, all the way across the board. We thank these guys, both women and men, for what they do.
Absolutely. This Memorial Day, I want to thank all of those as well. Military, first responders. My grandpa, the late George Kimbrough, born and raised in Georgetown. In fact, the Kimbrough family, some of the first settlers from Tennessee in the Georgetown area. My heart is just always there with my grandfather. He passed away in 2000. And he was on the first wave under General Patton at Normandy. Only 8 and his company survived. And I was so thankful to know my grandfather for so many years. And I still get teared up thinking about it. I love him dearly and miss him dearly too, Dennis.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Top of the lineup. Eagles looking to play add-on. Top of 4. They have that 3-2 lead. Rob, we need a run.
Leading off for Georgetown, back to the top of the order, Jeffrey David. That pitch got him on the inside for a strike, 0-1.
Outfield again, fairly deep. Left across to right, everybody fairly deep in the outfield.
0-1 delivery. This one hit foul. As a jet flying over high in the sky, over off right field. Actually, I said a jet, a little Cessna plane.
Well,
it's a turboprop.
It's got, yeah, start saying it's twin engine,
yep,
so you're good. You're all right.
Close enough. 0-2 the count here. The pitch on the way to David. He'll pop this one up, and it goes foul off the first base line. And the battle starting here for Georgetown's Jeffrey David.
3 innings in the book, folks. Your Eagles have the 3-2 lead here in Game 3 at Bomber Stadium this afternoon. The winner of this one meets Magnolia West next weekend.
1-2 pitch on the way. Too low for David. He'll take a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is the hill Georgetown has been looking to climb. This is the hill that we want to step over today and get to that region finals game next weekend.
2-2, nobody on. Here in the top of the 4th, Georgetown 3-2 lead, looking for some insurance papers. David has the hard hit over to left for the base hit. Jeffrey David, leadoff single.
Took advantage of that big hole between shortstop and third base.
Just a belt high off-speed pitch that Jeffrey stayed back on, barreled up on it, and lined it into left field to get something started. And you know what this means right now. With Wyatt Childress up, your Eagles are going to be running.
Childress been at bat twice. He's on base both times. Officially 0 for 1 as he reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. He did score the first run for the Eagles. As David will take off over to second on the stolen base. He's there in plenty of time. The ball was a little overthrown, but he was already there. We'll credit the stolen base to Jeffrey David.
The second baseman and shortstop couldn't handle that, and center field came in, and it was already running in pretty fast, so David couldn't advance to third. He thought about it. So, hang tight.
Yeah, that throw sailed out of Beasley's hands. His throw was sailing back with the into the wind, and Schubert was trying to cover the bag, and as they crossed paths, that ball was not anywhere near Schubert.
Dennis, again, the wind direction changing a little bit as it's blowing again out to left field. We've seen it blow directly straight behind the pitcher, and now again blowing out there towards left.
Because of that wind shift, their outfield has taken about 4 or 5 steps back. They had been playing fairly shallow when it was blowing in.
1-0 to the A&M commit, Childress. He'll swing and miss here as he tried to bite on it. Wanted a steak, but he got a banquet dinner. 1-1.
With Wyatt Childress, Rob, the count doesn't mean a whole lot. He could lay a bunt down here, or he'll even bunt with 2 strikes.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. In scoring position is David after his stolen base, and now time is called. Oh, man. Childress called time, and the pitch still came. He's shaking his head. And
I think we had a balk call again.
That was a balk, yep. So the balk will advance David over to third. There was a missed balk last night, but luckily Georgetown still came out with that victory, Dennis.
Yeah, there was definitely a missed call, but Coach Wolf coming out to try and find out what the balk was, and he just flinched as he looked back at Jeffrey David.
Dennis, I think as far as that goes, you got the eagle eye for the balks. That's something I'm still trying to pick up on.
Well, it's sometimes hard to see.
1-1 pitch to Childress. He'll pop this one up over to center.
That'll get the run home.
And the sacrifice fly should bring in David. David will charge ahead, and David has the easy run in. Childress will pick up his second RBI. That one on the sacrifice fly to bring in Jeffrey David, the sack to center, and the Eagles take a 4-2 lead.
One of the great things about a balk call, when your plate umpire, your second base umpire, and your third base umpire, all 3 have the balk call, there's not much question that there was a balk. All 3 of them, hands flew up immediately, although unfortunately White almost got drilled on the previous pitch.
Shortstop number 5, Cole Posey. Now at bat for Georgetown. The first pitch is a strike, 0-1, the call to Copo.
In that case, you wonder where the other umpire was looking.
Yeah. Well, I hated to leave him out, but to be quite frank, he's the one whose hands didn't go up.
0-1, right-hand delivery, hard swing and a miss by Cole Posey. Cole Posey really wants to make connection here. You know, in the preseason, if you will, tournament play, Cole was hitting them out of the park. He settled down on those home runs, but still a phenomenal hitter. He's just slowed down a little bit here from the batting side. He really wants to make some contact here, Dennis.
Well, giving Cole a steady diet of that off-speed pitch.
Oh, no, well, he'll take the hit by pitch, and that one is the second time Cole Posey's went to the tattoo shop. Galen, get the ice packs ready. This man's got some bruises.
Get the trainers.
He's a big boy. Rub some dirt on it.
Well, in this case, you got to rub the carpet on it. So.
Yeah. The rubber beads that are down there.
There could be some abrasions on that with that stuff. That stuff's not friendly.
It's too hot to touch.
I wanted to point out, with that wind blowing the way it is, you can actually smell that field blowing up here, that rubber smell. Do you notice that, Dennis?
Oh, yeah.
You can smell it here this afternoon as it is cooking out there on the carpet. Pick attempt over at first to Cole Posey. 1 away. Posey over at first. Georgetown with a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. They've scored 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, none in the third, and then that lone run moments ago off of the second RBI of the afternoon from Childress as he brought in Jeffrey David. Another pick attempt at first, quickly getting back. Man, that was close.
I'll tell you another little secret about that stuff. That stuff's highly flammable, too.
Did you notice the first baseman there faked the pitch back to the pitcher, and the dugout here was saying, "Stay on the bag, stay on the bag."
It's the joy of having David out there. Speaking of joy, David, I want to say hello to your wonderful wife. She was chiming in earlier. Thank you, Miss England.
Give her a big shout out.
Runner will take off over to second, sliding, diving there in time. Safe again. Cole Posey with the stolen base, his second one of the afternoon.
David, what a lot of people don't know is on that particular play, on that pickoff back there, there's a word or there's something coming out of Coach Brindley's mouth that simply tells Cole, stay on the bag, stay on the bag. So Stevens can do whatever he wants to down there, but there's a communication going on between his coaching staff always. Coach Brindley, one of the best coaches, just an outstanding coach.
Ty Tilson, the batter here, I think I had failed to mention that. He's in a 1-1 count as he swung around on that next pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away for Georgetown's Ty Tilson, who is 0 for 1 this afternoon.
I always like to make sure we give this coaching staff credit. Of course, head coach Adam Foster, but Dusty Brindley and Jordan Vieira. What an outstanding coaching staff. Chad along the way for training duties, but this coaching staff's with these kids all year long.
1-1, breaking ball too high into the inside. Didn't get down low enough. 2 balls and 1 strike on 1 out.
Eagles with a 2-run lead at 4-2. Would duly love to plate Cole Posey and continue to play add-on and widen that lead.
That cognizant sign out there is calling tie, tie, tie.
If you'd like me to, I can get an interview with H here in between innings, talk about what they're doing for their kids in this heat.
Well, I know it as I keep an eye on down there, as soon as we go to the bullpen, H goes right with them every time. So that's just the quality of trainer that he is.
Yeah, David, if he wants to do that, that'd be awesome. We'd like to hear from Coach Hennessy. 2-1 the count, the pitch on the way. This one popped up. It'll drop over to center. Thompson will make the grab. The runner will stay at second. No opportunity here for any advancement. 2-1 pitch will result in a pop-up over to center for the second out off the bat of Ty Tilson. It'll bring up fifth in the order the designated hitter, number 6, Wesley Dixon, who is 0 for 1 this afternoon. Struck out swinging for the second out in the first, then was hit by a pitch and left stranded over at second. Actually, he was out for the first out as he was tagged over there at third back in that third inning. Right-handed batter stands with each foot to each diagonal corner. Runner will take off, trying to get over to third, and he is safe. Oh, that was close. Another stolen base by Cole Posey. Make it 3 now in this game, Galen.
That's one definitely he took on the pitcher.
Yes,
he was a third of the way down before the ball left his hand.
Galen's just an outstanding job by both Coach Foster and Coach Brindley as they read Shepard. He's very slow to the plate. Hard to blame Beasley on that because, like you said, he was halfway to third on the play. But with the speed of Childress, Posey, Jeffrey David, we're running.
1-0 count here to Wesley Dixon. Pitch, he'll chop this one. It stays fair. Third baseman has it, throws over to first, and he's got it. And that'll do it for the final out of the top of the fourth inning. But Georgetown, a little bit more damage. They needed some insurance papers, and they got them here in this inning. Picking up 1 run. They get that 1 run on that 1 lone single by Georgetown's Jeffrey David. There was no errors in that inning and 1 left on base. David, is Coach H down there? Would he like to chat with you?
I do. Coach H, we've got 90 degrees. It feels like 96 down here on this field, and I can't imagine what this turf is. What are you doing special today for these young student athletes?
Well, it started a few days ago. Today specifically, we have the water Gatorade, just constantly pounding it for them, making sure they're staying hydrated that way. But it started earlier this week by making sure they're hydrated with water Gatorade. So it's been a process of all week of doing this, making sure that they have it all hours of the day, night, whenever they needed it. And then also we do some recovery stuff with them as far as stretching and making sure they have enough food in their system to make sure they stay hydrated and well fed.
Robin Dennis, he's also taking care of the officials out there. They're all hands on deck.
Oh, yeah, everybody's hot right now. We're all taking care of them, ourselves, anybody that needs help. That's what we're out here to do.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
You bet.
Hey, David, real quick, ask Coach H if we throw an eagle on that Gatorade, can we call it Eagle Aid?
Rob wants to know if we throw an eagle on the Gatorade, we call it Eagle Aid.
We call it Eagle Fuel.
There you
it's
go.
actually a sticker on the Gatorade right now.
See, there we go, man. I knew
something. It helps to hydrate our players.
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
David, you can also pass on to Ace throughout the ball game that as he finishes as a trainer, that's a radio voice that I was listening to right there. So he has definitely got an opportunity to join us in the booth one day when he chooses to.
You better believe it. Thank you to Coach Hennessy and all the fine work that he does. David, good interview down there. Thank you for bringing that in. We try to bring the most dynamic coverage, especially on audio only, as we want you to get the full experience of this game. We'll lead off here, 6 in the order. It's Dalton Stevens. That pitch too close to the inside off the right arm of Jack Brindley. Count here 1-0. Georgetown with a 4-2 lead as we just get started here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Santa Fe at bat.
3.5 innings in the book. Halfway through, your Eagles have a 2-run lead. There's a
1-0 pop-up here, and We'll see if Childress will take it over, and in the shade as the cloud cover came over and covered the entire field, Childress with the glove up and the out on the second pitch there to center. That's what we want to see more of, Dennis. Some quick ones here for the Eagles.
Well, the ball popped up like that. The wind blowing straight in on us right now. That ball's just going to hang up, especially in the outfield. Pretty routine catch by Watt Childress.
Brings up Landon Thompson, right-handed batter. Thought about biting at the first one and pulled back for a ball. 1-0 count here on Landon Thompson, who's 0 for 1 today.
Pitch just a bit high. It looked awfully good from here, but just a bit high.
Brindley quickly back in his rhythm. The delivery, this one chopped up. Brindley not able to make the snag. That would have been a really tough one, and it'll roll right up the middle, right past second base, and that is a single for Landon Thompson.
Well, I tell you what, on the mound, as did Shepard on that line drive off of Vasquez earlier in the ballgame, you got but one opportunity. You either do or you don't, and that ball just eluded the glove of Jack Brindley. So still 1 out, although a runner at first base. The Eagles still have that 2-run lead, folks, and we're in the bottom of 4.
Bring up Billy Parker for Santa Fe. Right-handed batter. He'll swing hard. The first one on a late swing will go foul off the third base line. Early count, Billy Parker 0-1.
Parker, as Galen will allude to, a 14-pitch at bat the last time up. Free swinging on the first pitch and lines it foul down that left field line. That ball not been put back in play, so sort of a wasted pickoff attempt. Plate umpire's hand up till he puts it back in play. That ball's dead after a foul ball.
Billy Parker has batted in 28 games this season. The next delivery is a ball, one strike. Talking about Parker's stats here, he's averaging .348, 73 plate appearances entering this game, 66 at-bats. He has scored 9 runs on 23 hits, 8 RBIs. He's doubled once. So he does have some familiarity out there hitting for this Santa Fe team.
First start in the ball game as he starts in left field for Montemayor, who had started the first 2 ball games. And based on that first at bat, although he went down swinging, battling all the way.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Again, you can really smell the field as it is hot and crispy out there. I can't talk too much about that, Dennis, because we're sitting up
45 in
here.
the first 2 innings, 16 in the last 2.
Okay.
61.
So Jack at 61 pitches, in case our fans are wondering. On a hot day like today, that bullpen will start to get active down there.
1-1, runner will take off, trying to steal over to second. The throw, it's not there in time, out of the reach. An error on the catcher, the stolen base to second, and then the error will reach over to third. Vasquez tried to throw it over there and just out of the reach. So a stolen base and an E2 advancement over to third for Landon Thompson.
Not a bad throw off of the arm of Beasley, but sliding in at about the same time. Vasquez, sliding in at about the same time was Thompson.
You want to say interference, but the ball was so low, it was right there at the bag.
Yeah, no, it was a very clean play. The ball just at the bag at the same time that Thompson knocked it out of the glove of Cole.
1-2, Billy Parker. Pitch on the way to Parker, low to the outside. Good job by Vasquez to get behind it. The count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, your potential tying run at bat right now, Billy Parker, the senior.
Eagles with the 4-2 lead. Infield will stay back. So on a ground ball to short or second, they will give up the run. Jack's job, strike out Parker again.
2-2. Chop this one over. Brindley should make the play at the mound. Throws over to Wood. Has the second out. No opportunity for the runner to come home. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Rob, great pitch from Jack Brindley right there as Parker just able to fight it off and chop it out in front of the plate. The job he did was to hold that runner at third base.
That'll bring up bottom of the order last, but certainly not least, the catcher, number 14, Trenton Beasley.
Golden opportunity here for Jack Brindley to shut down this Indian little mini rally, if you will.
Pitch on the way to Beasley. Change up, didn't come back inside for him. 1-0 count. I think that's only about the second pitch like that we've seen here in this game from Brindley.
Just a little bit off the plate, true.
Valdez tried to pull it back a little bit, but it was no game there.
1-0 Delivery, this time across the zone for a strike, 1-1.
Well, Trenton Beasley, the Indian catcher, pretty active back there as he will bounce inside, outside, up the middle. Pretty much A.J. will slide now. He'll slide to the outside. So looking for a pitch on the outside corner.
1-1 on its way. Looked like he got him on that corner, but no call. It was low to the inside. The home plate umpire, 2-1.
Either Braxton's nice and warm down there, or they're not worried at all about how things are going.
Well,
they're just relaxed down there.
Right, Dave, with a 2-run lead, it'll handle it a little differently unless it's a tying run at third.
2-1 pitch. This one, that one smacked right into the fascia of this metal roof in front of us.
Several insurance agents are now calling people.
I wanted to mention something. We covered the SCAC softball tournament this season down at Centenary College. They had shingles on the roofs of those dugouts. I said, my goodness, Their insurance premium policy must be pretty hefty. 2-2 upstairs. Will be a payoff pitch coming up here for Trenton Beasley.
I would think to me that would be awfully hot inside that dugout as well. Composition shingles.
Hot and a hot insurance.
The Georgetown dugout has a fence behind it, so the breeze blows through it, which is great. Much better than the other dugout where Santa Fe is right now.
The wind changing direction again, right behind Brindley's back now. The pitch on the way. This one popped up over to right.
Should be
Thompson dancing around, has the grab, and that'll do it for the bottom of the fourth. The Eagles take care of business on the defensive side of things yet again on the pop-up to right. In this inning, no runs, one hit. One error, and a one left on base. We are through 4 innings. Want to take a quick moment again to get to some more of our wonderful sponsors. We could not make Georgetown Eagle baseball coverage possible here on SHN Sports without our sponsors. Thank you to Ida Edwards, real estate agent who's been in the Austin area since 1975, helped countless buyers and sellers reach successful results. She's seen all the industry's ups and downs and witnessed the ever-changing landscape firsthand. If you've been around and doing real estate since 1975, especially in the Central Texas area, you have seen the dramatic growth. Ida Edwards, your real estate expert in this area. Visit her online at idaedwards.com. That's IDA Edwards.com. We also want to thank our good friend Bob Holt, the author of the novel Cowboy. You can pick up that book at the Lark and Owl bookstore in Georgetown on the square. Also, Jeff Brennan from Brennan Remodeling. My father-in-law, know him well. He also helped us with our SHN Sports studio, does wonderful work. Remember, Brennan Remodeling, building equity since 1988. Just a couple more here, Dennis, quickly, as we want to make sure to thank A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. If your screen's broken or you just need help on your smartphone or tablet with any type of repair, A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair, they've got you taken care of online at A1Phonerepairs.com. in Georgetown. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto, ASE certified technicians taking care of oil changes and repairs, located next to Mel's Lone Star Lane. Dennis, been a good one so far as we start things here in the top of the fifth. The Eagles bats. Boy, we can hope we can see some more pop here and get some more insurance papers.
Absolutely. And Jack Brindley doing an outstanding job through these first 4 innings. A little shaky in the first inning, but has settled down nicely to get himself out of a couple of holes. The Eagles again come up in the top of the 5th inning, folks. We're 3 innings shy of ending this ball game. Your Eagles on top 4-2 right now. Noah Thompson, Rob, with the ground single to right field his last time up, looking to find a way on to get a quick rally going for Georgetown.
Georgetown will start with the 6, 7, and 8 here in the top of the 5th. Thompson, a left-handed batter. That pitch on the way to the outside, 1-0 count.
So 6, 7, 8 here for your Eagles as they try to add on to this 2-run lead.
My wonderful, beautiful mom is listening here on YouTube. Love you, Mom. Thank you for joining us. 1-0, too low, 2 balls, no strikes. Good start here for Thompson, good eye. My mom was a nurse at the Wesleyan for many, many, many years, and my beautiful fiance going to nursing school. 2-0 pitch. Oh, this one a hit right on between the gap there. Just shy of the second baseman, Schubert, who had to make a run over, and he couldn't get there in time. A great roller for Noah Thompson to get that leadoff single, Dennis.
Absolutely, Rob. Nothing better than to see Noah with back-to-back base hits. That's the Noah Thompson we've known not only throughout the playoffs but throughout the season, beginning to get that eye back at the plate. Grant Wood up, really looking to probably see Grant try to move the runner up. We want to play add-on. I use that phrase a lot. That simply means as many runs as we can get on top of this 4-2 lead.
Runner will take off, trying to steal over to second. He got there in time, barely safe. Almost a tag by Schubert. You got to give Beasley credit. A good throw to Schubert, and then Schubert almost able to make that play. But not only giving them credit Grant Wood as he hit the truck running, or beg your pardon, Noah Thompson hit the truck running and was able to steal that base, Dennis.
Beasley's throws dead into the wind, which is coming right at us. Each of his throws have sailed to the right-hand side of the bag.
1-0 to Grant Wood. The pitch on the way. This one, as it's fouled to the concrete behind home plate, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fully expecting Coach Foster to take the bunt off here as the idea was to get Noah Thompson in the scoring position at second. He's out there now. Grant Wood swinging a good bat. Whether he looks to bunt him to third, I'm not thinking that he will, but he sure could. But a base hit here would just simply add on.
Dennis, you call it the add-on. I like that. I call it the insurance papers.
Yeah, that add-on is a big part of this game. There,
1-1 chop foul off the third base line to make it 1-2, and it does. You talk about it so much, and it just really takes kind of that strain, that pressure off of your back when you start adding on to the lead that you've got now, 4-2 here in the top of the fifth, Dennis.
Yeah, as the Indians are 9 outs, they got 9 outs left to score a minimum of 2 runs. Puts a lot of pressure on them if you can add that 1 more run.
1-2, no outs, runner on second for the Eagles is Thompson. I want to say hello to Misiel Romero joining us on YouTube. Appreciate you again, Miss Joy England, Kelly Duvall, howdy SHN Sports family. Appreciate Kelly as he helps us here on SHN. Great job so far on the call. Thank you, Kelly. Also, thank you for all your work with GPD over the years. Trying to take off and still over to third, and he's out. Boy, that time Thompson not able to find the fire behind his feet, and that is tough. My goodness, he tried to steal to third, couldn't get there in time, and a good tag by Fath for the first out.
Now, that was a semi-pitch out. It wasn't designed as that, but the pitch was up and away. It allowed Trenton Beasley to come up out of his crouch and be fielding the ball and throwing it already out of his crouch, and made a nice throw down to third for the out.
Next batter will pop this one up on the first pitch, Whittington, and an easy grab by Parker over at left for the second out. Or for Wood, rather.
Yeah.
That'll bring up Zach Whittington.
Back again to Thompson right quick. Still nothing wrong with the effort, nothing wrong with the idea. It just went south on Georgetown because the pitch was up high and gave Beasley an easy opportunity to throw out Noah Thompson.
Second baseman number 11, Zach Whittington, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. First pitch, first hit over to right. McDonald will make the grab, and just like that, after the out from the steal attempt, that'll be the third out, Zach Whittington. So
that escalated quickly.
Georgetown in this inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. I want to thank some more of our friends joining us. Matt Leishman, listening from Arizona. Appreciate you, Matt. My brother, Matt Leishman. Good to hear from you. Shannon Williams, Aunt Shannon, listening and cheering from Pickwick Lake, Mississippi. Love my tie. Go Eagles. Tyler Watson, good luck to the boys from Chicago White Sox Extended in Arizona, and from future 2037 Eagles MVP, who is due to be born in August. Excited about that one, Dennis.
We've got changes on the mound. We've got Colin Jackson coming in to play first base.
It's Braxton Pearson on the mound.
Yes, it is. Yeah, thank you, David. And I was trying to see where Grant Wood may have gone, but looking to me, is that still?
He's in the dugout.
Yeah, that's still Zach out at second as Braxton Pearson does come on. Based on the number of pitches that Jack had thrown, and he did an outstanding job. Colin Jackson over at first. But Jack did an outstanding job, leaves with a 4-2 lead, turns it over to his bullpen. And as you would expect, probably quickly heading down to the bullpen will be Reese Grimes as well.
You called it. He's right here.
Yeah, that's this is his time to shine.
Well, Braxton Pearson throughout the playoffs has done a great job for these Georgetown Eagles, especially going back to previous series. We had him as our SHN Sports co-player of the game. Braxton Pearson getting those warm-up pitches on the mound. As Dennis just said, Colin Jackson will take over duties now at first base. The rest of the outfield and infield will remain the same for the Eagles. Georgetown leading 4-2 as we head into this inning here in the top of the sixth, Dennis.
Also, number 18 is going to start warming up. Courtney?
Ryan Courtney is number 18. That is correct.
shortstop, number 1.
Grimes and Courtney in the bullpen.
Ryan Courtney, 18 now in the bullpen for your Eagles as your Eagle bullpen will start to get active here with 9 outs left to go.
Garza here leading off. That pitch to the inside, a 1 ball, no strikes. Garza, you guys talked about it. We're not saying it in a bad, rude way. He is a pesky player. You want to be a pesky player.
I tell you what, if you play baseball and you're called pesky,
love it.
You hang that. You wear that.
1-1. The next pitch was a strike.
I have nothing but admiration for this young man at the plate, having watched him now for 3 ball games, expecting that over the course of the next few seasons, we'll see a little bit more of Albert Garza.
1-1 to the outside, 2 balls and 1 strike off the right arm of Braxton Pearson.
Outstanding young shortstop, leadoff batter.
Pearson's next delivery. Boy, that one had the velocity and the heat behind it, but it was too low to the outside. 3-1 count here on the sophomore Albert Garza. Next pitch, that one got across as the Brenda Siosen was telling Pearson, get that one right over the plate. He heard her, and he threw it right over the plate, Dennis, to bring it to a payoff pitch at 3-2.
Braxton saw some activity Thursday night in the 6-1 loss.
Next delivery to the outside and a leadoff walk for Albert Garza. He'll get on base for the 2nd time in his 3rd at-bat of the afternoon.
Now 91 degrees, feels like 97 is our heat index as Brindley jogs out.
Yeah, a quick visit from Coach Brindley here just to settle Braxton down a little bit. You come into a situation like this, you want to get that leadoff batter, you don't get him. Great visit. That's just the kind of coach that Coach Brindley is. Pops out of that dugout, calm his pitching staff down. You know, the calmness of Coach Brindley, when he trots out there, man, it's just nice to have him come.
Blaine Cat listening, finished the fight EFND all the way from San Diego, Texas, and then Diamond T-Bar. Go get them, Georgetown. Jonathan Williams cheering on Georgetown as well. And Caden Herbert, King Caden, how you doing, young man? The Herbert family listening from Houston. I enjoyed calling basketball for Caden at Georgetown. That's where I gave him the nickname King Caden.
King Caden.
That's my sister, Diamond T-Bar. She's at a stock tank out in East Texas fishing right now. She was at the game last night.
There you go.
Shout out to Tia. I know Presley and Joy are both listening at home. So
got the entire family joining today. Also, again, a shout out to all of those Santa Fe listeners. It'll bring up Nicholas McDonald, second in the order, the right fielder, who's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Had a hit or a single back in the 3rd, left stranded at second. He also struck out swinging for the 1st out. That pitch, Braxton got him for a strike, 0-1.
Never hurts to have a visit from your pitching coach just to get you settled down just a little. Braxton knows he can do the job.
No balls, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I said top of the 6th earlier. I beg your pardon. I was
bottom of 5,
misinformed. I didn't flip my script. That's what happened.
Eagles are playing out to out right now with that 2-run lead. 9 of them send you to the region finals.
They got a big dude warming up in the bullpen.
0-1 runner going to try to steal to second, and he is safe in time. And Posey not happy with that call, and he just kind of shrugs it off and says, okay. Stolen base by Garza.
Well, a good throw by A.J. A 1 hop on this carpet is almost as good as all the way because that ball picks up some speed off the carpet. Cole thought it was awfully close, but the call did go the way of the Indians.
1 ball, or beg your pardon.
2 strikes.
2 strikes, no balls. Pearson, delivery, swung around and missed, and that'll get him on that one for the strikeout.
Dennis, that's number 11 for Santa Fe, staying warm down there.
And that's Brighton Sumbles. We've talked about him earlier. Thank you, David, for that update.
Yeah, senior right-hander.
1 away for Santa Fe.
Shepard has thrown a lot of pitches for them, so we could see Stumbles pretty quick, or Sumbles.
Pearson with the wind now blowing across him as it blows over to left field. Another change in the direction of the wind. Garza in scoring position over at second. His team trailing 4-2. The delivery here, hard foul off the 3rd base line and into the net just to the right of the Santa Fe dugout for Grant Pfaff. 0-1 early count for Pfaff, who is 0 for 1 this afternoon. He does have that second and lone run that is currently on the board back in the first. A 1 pitch. This one over to left. Will Tilson be able to get there? It is dropping. Tilson backs up and he has the grab. Great catch by Tilson for the second out. And a runner will quickly get back. Vasquez over to second. He was close to being thrown out over there, Dennis, but he got back in just enough time.
Rob, over the course of this ball game, as we look back on it toward the end of it, that play right there by Ty Tilson might have been as big as any. That ball hits the turf. Garza scores. They've got tying run at second. Just a great effort by Ty Tilson to run that ball down in deep left center field.
Exactly. And that base runner did not tag.
Rome Schubert. Actually, that is Rome Schubert. He'll line this one up over to Posey at short. Posey throws to first, and that'll do it for the third and final out. That's the routine play that we're used to seeing from the Georgetown Eagles. And Cole Posey over to Wood for the 6-3 putout for the Santa Fe Indians. No runs in this inning, no hits, no errors. They leave one on base. That was Albert Garza, who has been phenomenal for these Indians. Dennis, we are through 5. Top of the 6 coming up. An opportunity, as you say, to add on. An opportunity, I say, to add those insurance papers. Well, no, I'll just say add on the insurance papers.
There you go. Well, Shepard coming back out for what will be his 5th inning of work. Having watched the two young men that they've thrown this afternoon, not quite sure why this young man on the hill didn't start for them, but he quickly came in and stifled the Eagles, where they've only picked up a couple of additional runs, but those 2 additional runs, Rob, huge in this 4-2 lead, as we now have the Indians down to 6 outs left in the ballgame.
6 to go. Top of the 6 coming up. Again, thanks for joining us. Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, David England, and Nathan Hyde helping. Hey, I wanted to mention Heather as well. Thank you again, Heather, tonight for helping us. She always does good work here with us at SHN, and excited to have all of our SHN family. Joshua Harris, I know you're back listening. We appreciate your fine work as well, as we're about to get started here in the top of the 6. Also want to give a special shout out to a good friend that I met this weekend. That's one thing I love, Dennis, about broadcasting, is you get to meet not only just broadcast for these exceptional kids and the fans, you get to meet so many wonderful friends. We've made friends here at Bomber Stadium with the coaching staff and so many wonderful folks. But a big shout out to Mr. Charles McCullough, the voice of the Santa Fe Indians. He's down below us, and just excited to get to meet him. I put a picture of him, he and I, on Facebook earlier. Love that man. He's a good man.
Absolutely.
It'll lead off here for the Eagles, bottom of the order, A.J. Vasquez, who is 0 for 1. He does have a run, though. First pitch way far to the right. Is that still Shepard out there? I believe it is. 1-0.
Yes, Shepard back out for his 5th inning.
It looks like Reese is warm. The Courtney's still warming up, and there's no activity for Santa Fe.
Thank you for that, David. 1-0. Got him on the corner this time to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on no outs.
If this 4-2 lead stays, we'll see if Pearson comes back out in the bottom of the 6th inning, but Reese definitely will have the 7th.
1-1. This one popped up over to right. McDonald will try to get the grab, and he has it with the left glove for the first out. 1 out we are here as we go back to the top of the lineup for Georgetown, Jeffrey David. Jeffrey this afternoon is 1 for 2. He's got that 4th and final run that is on the board right now for the Eagles. That run coming back in the 4th inning, Dennis.
And a huge run, too. The difference in a 1-run ball game and a 2-run ball game, and this magnitude is huge, as your Eagles have that 2-run cushion right now.
Pitch on the way as David trying to show bunt. He'll get the strike call, though, 0-1.
Again, Fath just sitting back behind the bag. The speed of the top of our lineup, a bunt can always be in order for any one of those 3.
0-1 breaking ball. Came in and got him for the strike, 0-2.
Shepard's got a good one.
0-2 pitch. This one will pop up, maybe catchable in foul territory as Pfaff will try to make a grab on it, turns around, left glove up, and he has it about 15 feet away from the third base line for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Shepard and the Santa Fe Indians.
Real nice play by Grant Pfaff as he went back down the line in foul territory to where he felt like the ball was going to be, turned, and there it was, and made the nice play down the line. So we equally talk about the dynamic left side of our infield and Jeffrey David and Cole Posey, but Albert Garza and Grant Pfaff
Wyatt Childress, he'll be hit by a pitch. The tattoo shop remains open, and he'll get a pat on the back from the home plate umpire. Said, man, that one's got to sting a little bit, young man. Childress has really been a star for Georgetown today, Dennis, as he's got 2 RBIs and 1 run for the Eagles, even though he doesn't officially have an at-bat.
Well, I want to finish that thought on this left side of this infield. Albert Garza and Grant Pfaff, equally as talented. What you would expect to see, Rob, when you get into the region semifinals. A pretty solid ball club in itself.
Childress turned to try and avoid that pitch. It hit him right on the 1 of his 1-3 on his jersey.
Open the tattoo shop, my man. I'd have ink all over me if I was if we had to count how many times the tattoo shop got open. He'll try to steal over to second as Childress. He'll dive and slide, and they're in plenty of time. Breakaway, the base will kind of break away. He turned around and looked for it and said, Dennis, where's my base at?
Well, I didn't really want to give it away, but what was your thought that Wyatt Childress was going to do?
Yeah.
Wyatt Childress is going 90 feet, folks.
High throw.
He just about may look at it and say, I'm going 90 feet.
And Dennis, he's got about a 6 to maybe 5 to 6 foot slide mark out there. You can see it because of the black rubber pellets that are there intertwined with these fields. Look how long that mark is, and that came off of him. It's about 5 or 6 feet leading to that base over there at second.
Sliding on this turf versus sliding on dirt is so much different. You don't start your slide quick enough, you'll overslide that bag and be in left field.
1-0 to Cole Posey. Shepard will keep an eye at second. Now time is called as Posey will step out before the pitch was on its way, but it won't count. 1-0 count here as Beasley will talk things over with his pitcher, Shepard.
What are those race car drivers that they drifting where they hit the brakes as,
yep.
as they're racing around? That's what used
rally
to
cars.
Yeah, coming around to second base there.
Well, Georgetown will take a rally car right here if they can get one and add some more here on a 4-2 lead in the top of this 6th inning. 1-0 the count currently to Cole Posey. A lot of sunshine now on the back of Shepard. Oh! And a wild pitch will advance the runner Childress over to third. I thought there could have been another hit by a pitch.
It almost looked like it deflected off Posey's helmet, but
That's
maybe
what
it
I
went
thought.
off the glove of the catcher.
He dinged him on the helmet once before, but Galen jumped on that pretty quick because, Galen, I think that was a wild pitch.
Yeah. Even with my 75-year-old eyes, I think I can pick that one
You
out.
got that one, big guy. That was a wild pitch.
Hey, borrowing one from your old glossary of baseball terms, he's heading for the pay station.
Heading for the pay station, absolutely.
3-0, the next pitch was a ball. Cole Posey's got his options here. 2-out territory. Pitch on the way to the outside, and Cole Posey will reach on a walk. So Posey at first, Wyatt Childress after the hit by pitch, stolen base and a wild pitch in that hot corner over at third, and baby, you better believe it's hot out there tonight.
I believe it is. It's pretty steamy on that field right now, just watching the reaction of some of these kids.
Doing work with 2 outs.
If you rang out the uniforms of every player in this game, how many gallons of sweat do you think you'd get, Dennis?
It would be quite a bit because it is truly hot out there. I can understand why we're in our light camo and they're in their white jerseys this afternoon.
It'll bring up the left fielder, fourth in the order, Ty Tilson. Ty 0 for 2. As Joshua Harris says, when you're 0 for 2, you are due. Pitch on the way, high up. Georgetown going to try to steal to second. He'll have to get back. Oh, that pitch got away. And finally getting back to the tag. Boy, what a series of plays there. The stolen base by Cole Posey. But, man, Childress thought about taking off the home. The ball gets overthrown. He starts to come back, and then he dives back and barely in enough time to avoid the out. He's resting at third, Dennis.
Yeah, great job by Albert Garza as he was coming to back the play up, tracked it down. Wyatt was thinking, I'm coming home, but Garza would have thrown him out about 30 feet, so a good job he stayed right where he is.
The catcher faked it to second and that's what got Childress there.
I can just hear Foster down there saying, no, get back. 1-0 the count here to Tilson. The next pitch is out of his reach as well. 2 balls, no strikes on 2 outs. Runners on 2 and 3 for Georgetown, looking to add those insurance papers here in this top of the 6th inning.
I don't know. I think Foster could have probably been a little bit more emphatic than that.
2-0. Breaking ball too high. 3 balls, no strikes. We're 1 ball away from loaded bases for the 3rd time this afternoon for the Eagles. Both the other times came in the 1st inning.
And with Wesley Dixon on deck.
Favorable.
Way more due for that Wesley Dixon RBI base hit.
Favorable count.
3-0.
There we go.
Took the pitch, took the walk. And now bases for the third time tonight are loaded for the Georgetown Eagles. I know I say tonight, anything afternoon to me is night, Dennis. I always say tonight if it's in the p.m.
Ditto. I agree with you on that.
Nathan will say it's the morning at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's about what time Nathan gets up, right? He's a late to bed, late to rise kind of guy.
I believe that's the 9th walk on Indian pitching to go along with a 3-hit batsman. So that's your Eagles to put 4 runs on the board with 3 hits.
That'll do it
we're
for Shepard.
Make a change. Yeah, Shepard's thrown a lot of pitches this afternoon and beginning to tire out.
Shepard came in back in the first after 2/3 by Montemayor. He was their 4th pitcher as far as the numbers go. He was only the 2nd here in this game, but really they're number 4 if you look at it on paper. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound now for.
He's staying.
No, looks like he's gonna stay.
Yeah, never mind. He does, and that's rare because normally when your head coach comes out there, that's it.
Well, and sometimes, and to be quite frank with you, that to give a little credit to Jeremy Shepard, he said, "Coach, I can get this hitter." And Meyer kid that simply says, "I think I can get him, Coach."
He's going to try to get him here. It's Wesley Dixon with bases loaded, 2 outs. Dixon, the first pitch, got him for a strike, 0-1.
It appears to me that Shepard's fastball has lost some of its velocity. A key situation here for Wesley, who's swinging a good bat in the playoffs, to really just unload right here.
0-1, Shepard's delivery to the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on 2 outs.
They've taken their guy down in the bullpen for quite a while now, so they may not have anybody that's quite ready. I would possibly, can they bring in this guy from second base, Roman? Can they bring Rome in?
1-1 to the, got him there, Dennis. 1-2, look far to the outside.
Galen, I tend to think that he's got 21 pitches left. But I think he threw too many Thursday night to come back in, as we didn't get the true pitch count on that Thursday night.
A 1-2 pitch. This one laced over to first, and that will do it.
And Shepard, if that had anything to do with the conversation with Coach Wolf, did get the job done. Always admire kids like that simply say, "Coach, give me one more. Give me one more."
In this inning for Georgetown, no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave all 3 on base. The Eagles this afternoon have left 10 on base.
Yeah.
They've been able to bring in 4. They've still got a battle here because Santa Fe is ready.
Braxton will come back out to work the 6th inning, but certainly if he gets in any kind of trouble, you can expect Reese is down there really heating it up in the bullpen if he needs to get the last 6. But I have a sneaky suspicion that we'll go batter by batter as we near the end of this ball game.
David, you've been down there all afternoon as you have been during this series. We appreciate you. What's the attitude now there in the Georgetown dugout?
You know, they're still just extremely relaxed, a lot of confidence. There's no quitting these guys. They've just got that swagger. You know, they've got this, and they've got pitchers for days. So, I mean, there's a lot of smiles, a lot of joking around, and this is Georgetown baseball.
I want to appreciate the Santa Fe fans joining us. Shad Cundiff saying, "Dig deep, Santa Fe." Even though we broadcast for Georgetown, we always want our friends to know that they are welcome into this coverage. Thank you, Shad.
Montemayor is going to re-enter the ball game. He started the ball game on the mound. Has been out of the ball game since. Will re-enter now to hit for Jeremy Shepard.
So Montemayor hitting here to lead things off. He'll pop this one, and it drops to Posey. Posey tries to throw the dagger and well overthrows the first baseman Wood. And Montemayor will reach over to first.
I'm a little bit surprised, but they are ruling an error on that.
Posey was running really fast, like from shortstop straight over to first base, and his throw was off to the left of first base where the catcher came around.
Well, I think judging on the fact that a good throw may have got him is the reason that he's given an error, but that's one of those that, to be quite honest with you, David, I don't think that goes against Posey. You just give Montemayor a hustle, but they gave him an error, so we'll go with it. Error on the shortstop.
Stevens 1-0 count here with Shepard, or beg your pardon, Montemayor over at first.
Oh, that was
trying to get a pick attempt as Pearson threw it over to Colin Jackson for the Eagles, who's over at first base, who came in for Grant Wood in that last inning. 1-0 the count, no outs here in the bottom of this very critical 6th inning for
Wind whipping out the flag back straight at us right now.
1-0 pitch, close to the inside, had to inchworm his way. That one 2-0 count.
Could very well be Braxton's last hitter if he doesn't get this hitter, as Reese is beginning to throw in earnest, as it's called, throwing hard and ready to come into the ball game.
Appreciate Josh Harris joining us. Also, our good friend Austin Graham. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube stream. 107 current listeners. We'd love for all of you guys to hit that subscribe button. It'll help us out here on SHN. Hit that subscribe button on your YouTube. 2-0 the pitch on the way. This one is going to go foul about 9 feet to the right of that first base line. Dennis, that could have been trouble for Georgetown if it would have stayed fair.
Absolutely, had it stayed fair, would have minimally put runners at second and third. But as it is, Montemayor is still standing on first base. That count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Dalton Stevens.
Both of these teams trying to advance to the regional finals. Georgetown or Santa Fe will face Magnolia West, who is patiently waiting. 2-1, runner will take off. This one hit foul, so he'll have to come back anyways. The count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on no outs for Dalton Stevens. Dalton is 0 for 1. He was a hit by a pitch in the first, left stranded there at first, and then popped one up over to center for the first out back in the 4th.
Hit and run was on right there for the Indians as Montemayor was off running, and Dalton Stevens fought off a pitch just to protect his runner.
Pearson, pick attempt over at first, keeping that runner, Montemayor, honest.
David, can you see the number of the guy warming up in the bullpen? They just changed pitchers in the bullpen down there.
Stand by.
This was a base hit to center. Drops in front of Childress, and the runner will be safe at second. So Montemayor advances over to second. Stevens with the single. And boy, that's a no-out single, and you got runners on 1 and 2. That's your potential tying run at first. And your potential lead scorer right now, Landon Thompson at the home plate, Dennis.
Keeping an eye right now on Adam, head coach Adam Foster. He's up talking to Dusty right now, Dusty Brindley.
Pearson's pitch on the way, 2 low, 1 ball, no strikes here to Landon Thompson.
Dusty's going to come out.
Yeah, this is a great time for a visit if Reese needs it, just a couple of more pitches, but we could shortly see a pitching change for
Reese
for
is putting
Georgetown.
his sweatshirt back on, and number 9 for Santa Fe is getting warm. But, yeah, Reese is putting his sweatshirt on down there in the bullpen.
9 for Santa Fe would be Nicholas McDonald, as Dusty Brindley, the pitching coach for Georgetown, talks things over with Braxton Pearson on the mound. Again, the score 4-2 here in the bottom of this all-critical 6th inning. Santa Fe trailing, Georgetown with the lead. Santa Fe has 2 runners on and a 1-0 count currently to Landon Thompson.
McDonald is starting right fielder throughout the playoffs, is listed on the lineup card as a potential right-handed pitcher, so we could see him in the top half of the next inning as Montemayor hit for Stevens, so Stevens is definitely out of the ball game.
The 1-0 pitch, places bunt, goes foul. David won't be able to catch this one as it bounces on the roof to our right. 1-1, even count for Landon Thompson.
Interesting to see Reese put his sweatshirt back on, as I would suspect that we will see him pretty quick.
That's taking warming up to a whole new level.
Yeah. Indians have struggled with him throughout this playoff series.
Pearson checks over to second base. He'll look over twice. Now the leg down, right-hand delivery. Got him for the strike as he placed bunt. 1-2 the count. Pearson is going to hobble a little bit here as he came down awkwardly.
He's calling for Chad right now, but sweatshirt's off for Reese. And Reese looks like he's probably going to come into the ball game. That's the anticipation that I had, that would be pretty quick. Braxton, as you said, stepped awkwardly on the mound.
He's standing on his own weight, but gingerly as he'll walk his way back, and I think that will do it for Braxton Pearson. A good effort there by Pearson. Great young man, well-spoken young man. He may just be he's trying to walk a little bit off here, but we will see Georgetown's Reese Grimes come in for Braxton Pearson. And You notice Coach Foster out there with the umpire is there again fixing some things on that mound there, and we saw Foster out there earlier before the game overlooking that.
You got an artificial piece out there, and
yeah, and also it's kind of been my thought throughout the ball game that as we progress along, those out on the mound, the little pellets are showing themselves more and more and more, which makes it to me a little bit slippery, and I think that's what happened to Braxton.
A couple of times in the first inning when Montemayor was having trouble, he looked down there at that place where the two pieces come together, like it had bothered him.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that too, Galen, that the mound has been a little bit of a difficulty for each of those guys on the mound.
Come on, reel it in, Reese.
Well, Brenly went through 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Pearson came in that 5th inning. And so we will just call it 1 inning for Braxton Pearson in that 1 inning, only allowing 1 hit, no runs. Pretty productive, economical in a way.
4th.
And 1 strikeout. He did not walk any. And Reese Grimes now on the mound, the sidearm sidewinder for the Georgetown Eagles, the righty, who did phenomenal work last night. A veteran on this team, Dennis, and it's going to be up to Grimes now to get him through this and keep it rolling. Grimes, a well-seasoned player, love his family, great young man out there on the mound for the Eagles, Dennis.
Absolutely. Grimes coming in one of those odd situations where there's a 1-2 count on the batter, so the batter belongs to Braxton Pearson, as do the runners at first and second. So the job that Reese has and the job that he's done, especially last night, did not pitch on Thursday, but the job he did last night was phenomenal. It's called on one more time to send your Eagles to the region finals.
Again, Grimes out there on the mound. Reese Grimes. Want to send a thank you to Nancy Zinner and Pete Zinner. Nancy watching, saying thanks, Rob and crew, for such great coverage. I got to tell you, I like to use a word of love because I love a lot of people. The Zinner family, they are such great folks, Dennis, Pete, and Nancy. Thank you for joining us here on SHN. Also to Marty Griffith saying, finish strong, Eagles. Of course, Pete, been in the Georgetown area forever and has done so much for kids throughout his career when he was in administration as well.
All right. Well, a shout out from me to Pete Zinner, not only one of our great principals and great administrators, but one of our great announcers that I had an opportunity to follow at Eagle Field. A great friend and a great man in Pete Zinner.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Reese Grimes will try to finish up Thompson here, the batter, as that will still be credited to Pearson. The first pitch on the way. He got him on the first pitch for the strikeout swinging. That is right where Reese Grimes needs to be. That's what he does, Dennis. He's taking care of business on the first pitch.
That spinner out of a submariner's hand is one of the most difficult pitches to hit in all of baseball.
As we say at the fire department, good night, Irene.
Absolutely.
First one will pop up off the bat of Billy Parker. Center field. Actually, it is center field. Childress makes the grab for the second out.
Freezes that base runner, too.
Ball just hit medium deep center field. So although Montemayor faked, he was not going anywhere at all, especially with last throw would have been wind aided as the wind at his back. Montemayor wasn't going to run them out of an inning to give Trenton Beasley an opportunity to keep things going for the Indians here in the bottom of the 6th inning, folks.
Bring up the catcher last, but certainly not least, the junior number 14, Trenton Beasley. The first pitch on the way is a ball to Beasley. He is 0 for 2 this afternoon, currently in a 1-0 count. With 2 away, runners on 1 and 2 for Santa Fe, trailing 4-2 here in the bottom of this 6th inning. Next delivery, that one foul way behind us. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good velocity behind that ball there, Dennis, by Grimes. He gets a lot of speed behind those sidearms. Of course, I always say Jack Engelman always enjoyed his pitching. Reese on a nice curve there. Beautiful pitch. Got him on the curve, 1-2.
That pitch froze Beasley. Beasley really couldn't have done anything with it anyway, but froze Beasley completely in his stance.
I like seeing Emily behind home plate, getting some good video of Reese throwing those balls in.
David talking about Emily England, Fan Stand Eye reporter. Next one, another pitch that curved. Reese going to try to make a run on this one, and it will sell on top of the roof to our right, just above the heads of the Eagle faithful, 1-2.
was going to go down the gutter, but it fell off.
If you don't think, folks, that Reese Grimes is not into this ball game, folks, that ball was fouled 50 feet out of play. He was at the screen fence when it hit the ground. Love this young man, number 4 on the mound. Got as good a curveball as I've seen in many, many years.
Reese Grimes takes a deep breath. The right-handed pitcher, the side armor for the Eagles. He'll deliver. This one fouled in the net again. The battle here for Trenton Beasley, trying to give his team some life, trailing 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Beasley doing a good job of fighting it off because he pretty much knows what's coming. But where some guys throw a fastball and say, here it comes, hit it, Reese throws curveball and says, here it comes, you can't hit it.
Reese Grimes keeping an eye over at second. He'll deliver. Ooh, that one too close to the inside.
Straight inside.
And it'll bring it up to a 2-2 even count here for Trenton Beasley. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Eagle outfield fairly deep to cut down on doubles. We call that no double outfield.
Here's the delivery. This one will chop foul at the plate. The count remains 2-2.
Eagles are playing at a depth in the outfield, folks, that anything hitting the gap, they can probably cut it off and give up only the 1 run. For a double with 2 outs and runners moving, could possibly score Stevens from first to tie it up. So Eagle outfield fairly deep right now.
Grimes takes a look, delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him! Grimes takes care of business, and that'll do it for 6 innings of play as the Eagles hold the lead 4-2. They'll be up to bat here for hopefully what's the final chapter of action for the Georgetown Eagles.
I wish you could have seen that gentleman from the side because that ball was in the catcher's mitt before he even swung at it. That was incredible.
That's your good night, Irene, you talked about a while ago. I love the fact that Reese can almost walk to the plate and say, here's what's coming. See if you can hit it, and you can't.
Wow.
In that inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. We'll step aside. Eagle baseball, exciting 7th inning on the way here on SHN Sports. Stay with us, friends.
Hello.
2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Welcome back, Eagle Baseball here on SHN Sports. Galen, I apologize. We had a commercial. You were about to say something before we cut there.
I was just going to tell you that 11 was coming in, but Dennis jumped on it real quick. So
well, it's what I do.
Sumbles will enter now on the mound. It is Brighton Sumbles here for Santa Fe. He is a senior, also plays third base. Sumbles, a 4.67 ERA and 1 loss this season. He's appeared in 8 games, started 1 of those. He's credited with 1 save. Again, Sumbles on the mound. As we get started here in the top of the 7th inning, and for Georgetown, we will start things in the lower quadrant of the order, 6. It'll be the right fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson. Noah Thompson in this game, though, he's had a phenomenal game, 2 for 2. Just hasn't been able to come in and score, but he's been able to get on base.
Well, the thing that you like to see and the thing that we've seen in this ball game is Noah Thompson's got his eye back. A good hard single to right field for his first base hit, and then shot one up the middle the last time up. So 2 for 2 with a walk, steps in. That's building confidence for Noah that the Eagles can take into next week. Eagles bullpen fairly quiet right at the moment with this 2-run lead. As you say insurance, I say add-on. Let's see what we can do here.
Sumbles, the senior, right-hander, pitch on the way. Got him on the first one for a strike right there in the corner of the zone, 0-1. Sumbles will take some time. Now in his delivery, left leg kicks up, right hand delivery too far to the outside for the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, nobody on. For Georgetown, leading 4-2, trying to add that insurance here in the top of the 7th. Well, the 1-1 called a strike as it was looked outside from here on that one, Dennis. 1-2.
Real nice breaking pitch, though, that did catch the outside corner just about belt high. Noah gave up on it because it looked outside like it did to you, but it just barely caught the corner.
1-2. Thompson chops this one foul off the first baseline. It took a hop there in the box and bounced away from first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The battle starts for Noah Thompson. Thompson, left-handed batter from the right hand of Sumbles. On its way, swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout swinging. Sumbles pats himself in the chest. He is proud, and he should be. A great start here for Sumbles.
Well, a nasty little changeup off of the right arm of Brighton Sumbles. Very nice pitch, and Noah out in front of it goes down swinging, but still a good day at the plate.
Colin Jackson hitting here now, Dennis.
2 for 3. Colin up for the first time tonight.
In place of Grant Wood. First pitch to Jackson. Corner, got him for the strike. 0-1.
Some reason Sumbles is getting that outside corner to left-handers. It hadn't been there a great deal through the ball game, but pitch that did catch the outside corner.
0-1 pitch. This one too close to the inside, takes a hop. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Almost nipped Colin on the.
He got the officials.
That lead shoulder,
yeah.
That lead shoulder, it pitched just inside. Same place.
Got him again for another strike, 1-2.
Yeah, Sumbles working that outside corner to back-to-back left-handers, spotting it up fairly well.
1-2 delivery. Way too far to the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, got the corner again, and that'll be a strikeout looking. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Sumbles.
A real nice pitch that Sumbles has as Colin gave up on it again like Noah earlier, thinking it was outside, but a late break catches that outside corner. So see if Zach Whittington can still get something going, as David likes to say, with 2 down. Oh, my. Pretty good pitch, called a ball.
Just a little high there.
Yeah, Zach Whittington for Georgetown, 8th in the order.
Well, I'll tell you, this umpiring crew has done a nice job throughout this whole series.
Next pitch, a strike. Oh, both. Was the first one a ball or was it a strike?
The first one, I believe.
Strike, yeah.
What are we at, a 1-1 or 0-2?
0-2.
Thought the first one was a ball.
Yeah, the first one was because I got a 1-1 count here, so I think we were in error on the board. Yeah, they just corrected it. Yeah,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that first pitch is the one we talked about being called just a little bit high for a ball, and I thought, no, it's not 0-2.
Trying to go 3 up, 3 down. Oh, breaking ball too close to the inside and over the helmet of Zach Whittington at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeremy Shepard will finish up as the pitcher, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 strikeout, 3 walks. Sumbles doing great here. 2-2. Pop foul off the first base behind the fence. The battle starts for Zach Whittington. Twos across the board. Sumbles gets the pitch. This one may drop, and it does for Georgetown. Another 2-out play for the Eagles. A 2-out single for Zach Whittington. David, you love these 2 outs for Georgetown. The Eagles love it, and Whittington will get a 2-out single as it dropped right where it needed to there at right center.
Just well placed.
Rob, I will tell you that Zach Whittington has been an unsung hero, someone that we don't always get a chance to point out, but on the back end of a couple of really nice double plays last night, and then the clean base hit there playing second base as Grant Wood moved over to play some first.
Coach Foster will talk things over with A.J. Vasquez. Bottom of the order, 2 outs. Runner over at first for the Eagles. And we will have
Is that Landon probably?
Number 1.
We'll have Landon Broad over there pinch running for Whittington. So Landon Broad over at first will be the runner.
Running at first base, number 1, Landon Broad.
First time that we've seen Broad come in and pinch run.
Started in center field on Thursday night's ball game.
Dennis, I just noticed tonight you're in the office chair. You don't normally sit in those.
No, you had that other chair, so you're the boss. I wasn't going to take the chair.
This one hit over to short. Garza, he should make the throw, and he does.
All
easily and routinely over to second to Schubert to force out Broad, and that will do it here in this 7th inning, or as far as the top of the 7th. So the bottom of the 7th, final opportunity here for Santa Fe in that inning for the Eagles. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 on.
But they get to see Reese Grimes again.
Well, I tell you what, I was just thinking about it previously in the inning. If you're going into the bottom of the 7th inning with a 4-2 lead and the region semifinal win on your plate, I believe I'd like to have Reese Grimes on the mound. Thank you very much. And folks, that's who we've got, Reese Grimes.
We'll keep things right here. Again, thanks for joining us on SHN. We also want to thank our good sponsor, Joe Bob from Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Automotive Repair, ASE certified technicians for all of your auto repair needs. Check out my good friend Joe K with Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you. Located right next to Mel's Lone Star Lanes. The good news here for Santa Fe, Dennis, is they will start at the top of their order, the 1, 2, and 3. Garza, McDonald, and Pfaff.
If you were looking for a way to begin the bottom of the 7th down 2 runs, on your side of the ledger, you'd like to start it off with Garza, and that's who will lead it off, Albert Garza.
That leadoff going through these 5 innings, each of the leadoff, or each of the top 3 batters have been up there 9 times. They're 2 for 9. 2 of those runs, both the runs that are on the board, came from the top 3. One of them from Garza, one of them from Pfaff back in the first.
David, is that by chance Courtney in the bullpen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought so. From our distance here, Ryan Courtney in the bullpen. Eagle defense, 3 outs away from a trip to the region finals against Magnolia West.
First pitch on the way. That one a strike right across. Garza didn't like it, but it's a strike. Good pitch by Reese Grimes. 0-1.
Every pitch will get a reaction from the crowd through the rest of this ball game.
Next one. This one will chop. It stays fair. Rolled foul about 3 feet in front of the first base bag on that line. 0-2 count, Albert Garza.
So Indians go 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup. First, second, third, Garza, McDonald, and Pfaff as they try to get this ball game tied up or win it. But Reese 0-2 to Garza. No balls and 2 strikes.
Grimes with the sunshine and the wind to his back. 0-2 pitch to the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes as the train is churning behind us.
We haven't heard the train too often in this series since we just got back Friday and Saturday.
Woo, that's a loud booger. That's the only word I can describe those trains. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one too close to the inside. Wow. Even count 2-2. Well, when we had video rights versus the Porter series, David was able to get that camera on the train. I really enjoyed seeing that. Of course, Union Pacific, they proudly show the United States flag on all of their locomotives.
As much as Garza crowds the plate, that pitch barely missed it.
2-2 on the way. This one will pop up. It may be catchable in foul territory. Grimes will hand it off to Vasquez, and Vasquez has the grab for the first out in foul territory. A.J. Vasquez for the Eagles.
AJ did a good job right there, Rob, of shielding the sun and finding the ball right away. Of course, Reese and Colin charging to help, but AJ, without a doubt, AJ said, no problem, guys, I got it. 1 down, folks, 2 outs away.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 9, Nicholas McDonald, who is 1 for 2 or 1 for 3. He'll pop this one up. Whittington backpedaling. They got to communicate. Whittington's got the grab. 2 away. Good job by Whittington as he told Thompson, and they give each other a little pat there saying, buddy, we almost flubbed on it, but we got the communication together, and they patted each other and said thank you.
Well, again, the way that wind is blowing in, pop-ups like that simply hold their water, and Zach pretty much just had to find it. It was having a little trouble finding it. Eagles an out away, folks, from a trip to the region final.
Everybody's on their feet.
Grant Pfaff at bat now for the Eagles. The pitch on the way. Oh, that one really close inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Grant Pfaff.
The hardest out to get in baseball is the last one, but boy, I tell you what, the way Reese is pitching right now, I'll put the odds on the fact he'll get it.
1-0. Too low. 2 balls, no strikes. The Vasquez family joining us. Andy Vasquez, listening from Corpus Christi. Your family member out there, AJ, with a great catch earlier in this inning. 2 away, Georgetown, 1 out to go, leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th versus Santa Fe, Dennis.
Rob, glad to see Reese step back off the mound. He's working a little bit too quick there to throw those 2 quick balls.
The next delivery, this one fouled. Fouled.
He himself,
foul, 2-1.
He himself got a little bit amped up on those first 2 balls, so a nice job as he stepped back off the mound, took a deep breath, and throws a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs shy of the region finals.
2-1. Grimes takes a breath, throws the pitch, the delivery way too far to the outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Georgetown fans cheering him on. This is a veteran, a tried and true player out here for the Eagles. 3-1 Grimes. This one will pop up. Foul. David will try to make a play, but it goes out of his reach. Behind the fence and into the deck off the third base line. 3-2 here for Pfaff.
Season on the line for the Indians. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Rob just said on George Pfaff, Eagles a strike and or an out away. Look at it either way from a victory here in Game 3 this afternoon.
Brenda Siosen leading the 1 more strike chant. Payoff pitch coming up. Reese Grimes has the delivery. This one chops over. It should be unassisted as it goes to Jackson, and that'll do it. Your Georgetown Eagles are your 2019 5A Regional Semifinal champions. They will move on to that regional final versus Magnolia West. Your hats go off, your hearts go out to the wonderful kids of Santa Fe and their community. We love you, and what a series for the Georgetown Eagles, though. They are the victors here, and they will move on to play Magnolia West, who Georgetown defeated last year in the regional quarterfinals.
Just a great job right there by Reese Grimes to come in and settle down and get the final 3 outs. Went deep in the count on Pfaff with a couple early walks, but then settled in, stepped back, took a deep breath. Your Eagles have gotten it done, Rob. That's all you say. They've gotten it done. They needed the 2. They got the 2. We're going to region finals.
We'll have interviews and more. Stay with us, friends. SHN postgame coverage continues.
'19 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Welcome back, Georgetown Eagle post-game coverage here on SHN Sports. I'll head down. We're going to talk to 3 players today, Wyatt Childress, Jack Brindley, and Reese Grimes. And then we'll also talk to head coach Adam Foster. Of course, I may even try to get some interviews if Vieira and Brindley would like to chat, but I don't want to put them on the spot if they don't want to. So for now, Dennis, I'll send it to you and Galen. I'll make my way down, buddy.
All right, thank you very much, Rob. We'll be down to you on ground field here in just a couple of moments. But, folks, your Eagles have come in and a little bit of a difficult situation, having lost the first game, losing the first game on Thursday night. Their back's a little bit to the wall, but as they have done all year long, they take everything at one game at a time. 0-0, everything one game at a time. They came in, got the 2-1 win last night and the 4-2 win today. Could not be prouder of this Eagle group as they have now an outstanding opportunity, folks, to play in the region finals against a very quality Magnolia West team that we will see next week. but can't say enough about this coaching staff, Adam Foster, Dusty Brindley, and Justin Vieira. But what an outstanding job that they did. And coming into this game, Galen, having come in, having lost the first ball game, never bothered them at all.
Yeah, dug themselves out of the hole just like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And, the last time, to put a little historical perspective in this, we played Magnolia West in the playoffs before.
Yes.
We played them home and home one year. We played them, I think, the first game there, and the second game home. And I think if I can remember, they won the series.
Yes, they did win the series, yes. And they're a quality ball club, no question about it. They knocked off a very talented tomball team. And then getting ready for and coming into this, they knocked off Nederland to come here.
They looked like they had a little bit more trouble with Nederland than a lot of people expected because those games were close.
Yeah.
Of course, all their games have been, except for their 10-0 game over Tomball, all their games in the playoffs have been close.
Been very close, very close. They've got two really strong arms that we know of. I think one's a right-hander and one may be a left-hander. I know the big boy is a right-hander for them. But right now, we'll relish the fact that your Eagles have just won the semifinal round and have the opportunity to go and play in the region finals, and that's all you're asking for.
When you're one of the 8 teams left in the playoffs, there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Two teams left in Region 3. That's Magnolia West, and that's us. Outstanding job by this Eagle Ball Club. Jack Brindley, who I thought did just an outstanding job today. He went as deep as he could go, gave us 4 strong innings. Braxton came in, and then Reese finished it up.
He could have gone longer if he could have got out of that first inning. But when you throw 27 pitches in the first inning on a day like this, which may have been the hottest part of the day, really.
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that he was in the 40s on his pitches, or what it was around the 4th inning. Probably meant he wasn't going to be there long, but that's not what. His job wasn't to go deep today. His job was to keep us in the ball game if we got.
Hey, Dennis, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, I've been waving my arms for a few minutes down here. Y'all didn't see me. Rob Hipp down here with one of our 3 players we're going to talk to tonight. Jack Brindley. Jack, you come out here, you start things. A very tough Santa Fe team. Talked to Reese about it last night. We'll talk to him in a little bit. But a great series and victorious in Game 3. What was going in your mind heading into this game after the big win yesterday, Jack?
Game 3 was just we're in the outs business. We're going to go out there, compete with what we got, and really just get as many outs as we can, and that's the job.
Last year losing in the regional semifinal, this year advancing to the regional final. What's going through your mind right now?
This is definitely a big win for us. It feels really good, especially with this group of guys. I wish we could have done it last year, but it feels really good. It's a big inside win for me.
So you defeat a very quality team in Santa Fe. We talk about how much we love their community, their kids, just a wonderful community that has been through a lot, and we love them. But you're victorious tonight. You play Magnolia West coming up in the next round in that regional final before you punch the ticket to the state tournament. Your thoughts on Magnolia West?
Here we come. We're coming for you. We're excited to do it.
Awesome. Another T-shirt slogan, #Here we come, #We're coming for you. Jack Brindley, he'll get the royalties of that one. Jack, who do you want to send a love to tonight here from Bryan, Texas?
Loved my family, loved my weight room coach, and loved my girlfriend.
There you go. Jack Brindley, thank you, sir. Congratulations on a great victory here today. Now talking things over with Georgetown Eagle Reese Grimes. Reese, we had to talk to you again. Coming in, though, Braxton Pearson, a little bit of an injury there. Talk about his play before we get started. He has been outstanding for you guys this season.
He's been big for a junior. Coming in, shoving it, and showing us what he's got. And so it's really cool to see a junior like that step up in his role. So
coming into this game, you knew that Jack Brindley was going to start. Did you know that you would have to come in and finish things up today?
No idea, but, I was ready for it. And when we started off kind of close, I was like, whatever has to come, I'm ready.
So once again, we talked last night to you about your veteran leadership. You come in huge for your team again, helping out Braxton Pearson, helping out Jack Brindley. You face Magnolia West. How excited are you to be in the regional final here coming up? I see the smile.
Yeah, I didn't want to end my season here again. So it's going to be around 5, and we're not scared of Mag West, so we're going to go right at them.
Awesome. Well, hey, I wanted to ask you, did the lines go away? Did the hair grow back, the lines? Okay, there we go. So now you got to add a 4th line we're talking about. Tell us about that for the listeners that may just be joining us. You got a few lines in your hair there, man.
It was 1 for every round, and then we decided, we're just going to stick with 3 for a little bit, so we'll see what happens with 5. We might go another one.
Well, I'm not getting a haircut or shaving until the playoffs are over. I'm looking grizzly. The fiance doesn't like it, but I said, too bad. I love my kids here at Georgetown, man. Congratulations. Who do you want to send a shout-out to tonight, man?
Shout out to Jack Engelman. Shout out to my whole family, and then shout out to Kylie.
Awesome. Appreciate you, young man. Again, congratulations on the win. We'll talk things quickly over with our third player. We wanted to talk to a few here today. We'll talk it over with Wyatt Childress. Wyatt, today a great job. You had 2 RBIs. You know, last night, Ryan Courtney's dad, who sponsors a lot of what we do here on SHN, he said, man, it's time to get the steaks out of the freezer and put them on the grill. Today, you put 2 on the grill. Talk about this game and how proud you are of your team and your play here today.
It was just a great overall team win, and couldn't have done it without every guy in the dugout and every guy in the lineup and every guy on the field.
You come in off of a big victory last night, 2-1. The cool thing was we heard you guys knew you packed your bags as if you were going to stay last night. You did. What was that like? You really wanted to come in here and get this victory today.
No, it's just a business trip. We knew what we had to do. We had to come out there and win last night, and we knew if we had a game 3, we knew they were out of pitching, and we still had our dude on the bump. So it was win-win for us, and we just got it done today and yesterday.
As I've asked the other 2 players, you faced Magnolia West, who you guys defeated in the regional quarterfinals last year. What's your mindset and what's the plan for Magnolia West?
Win.
There you go. I like it. And you couldn't see it because we didn't have video. Wyatt looked at me very sternly and said win. Great job, Wyatt Childress. We'll give you an opportunity. Who do you want to send a shout-out to here tonight from Bryan, Texas, my friend?
Both sets of my grandparents, my brother Brady, my family, and everybody else who's part of my family who's watching at home. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Wyatt. Appreciate you, young man. Congratulations on the victory. We'll talk things over quickly with head coach Adam Foster. Coach Foster, a tough series. As we always say, it gets tougher as the road goes on. This was a battle-tested Santa Fe, but you've got to be proud with your Eagles advancing to the regional finals.
Absolutely. Super excited for these guys. You know, we lost in game 3 here in round 4 last year, and that's kind of was in the back of their mind. They wanted to come out and win today to offset that loss last year.
Well, as I was talking to Wyatt Childress, they packed their bags last night. They were ready. They were ready yesterday. I said they packed their bags They packed their bags the night before. They were ready. They said, we're going to win. We're going to stay. Just talk about the composure of this team. They don't ever go down without a fight. They come back in this after dropping the first game. They win the next 2. Talk about their fight and how proud you are of these guys.
Yeah, man, it's just grit, man. That's all I can describe it as. Just grit. It's the off season, the weight rooms at 6 and 30 in the morning. You know, these guys, we ask more of them than probably most people ask of their high school baseball team. But I think that shows late in the playoffs in round 3 or round 4 in game 3.
In the first game, Santa Fe was capitalizing on the errors from Georgetown. There's still some errors. I know you're going to have to clean those up. Can you mention a little bit about that and kind of the process for walking the guys through that?
Yeah, you know, we just had a bad series, and we were fortunate enough that our pitching kept us in it, and we got a few timely hits and sac flies to score a few runs to win that game. We got to clean it up this week in practice, and we got to get after it against Mag West.
Coach, playing Magnolia West, as of course you know, defeated them last year in the regional quarter, so they're going to be – or Magnolia West. What did I just say? I don't even – Magnolia. So I got it wrong then. You didn't play them. Thank you for the correction, man. That's right, in 2014. Okay, thank you for that correction. So you haven't played them. They're still going to be hungry for a victory, though. What's the game plan, and can you talk a little bit about that series coming up, Coach?
They're really good. They got 2 really, really good arms. They've not been forced to a game 3, so we're going to try and take the first 2 or force to a game 3 and have a battle of the pens.
Awesome. Coach, again, thank you. Appreciate you. Who do you want to send a shout-out to tonight, Coach, here from Bryan?
Shout out to Christy and the girls and my grandparents watch. I love you guys.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Coach, getting a tan out here in the sunshine. Appreciate you once again, buddy. And just always appreciate our Georgetown staff, the Georgetown family. And Dennis, I stand corrected. I was saying it wrong all along. I was going through a lot of pregame prep and had that written down wrong, so I'm thankful for that correction. But Georgetown will face a very tough and battle-tested Magnolia team. Looking forward to that series. Of course, we'll have the action all throughout the playoffs. We'll try to have the same crew with you and Galen and others as we continue the role here in Georgetown. But, man, you got to be proud with the Eagles tonight. They take care of business. Dennis, I'll send it back up to you, my friend. We'll have details and more. For now, I'll join you in a few minutes.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Great interview. Great guys to talk to. You know, it's difficult sometimes, folks, as we finish up a ball game and we look at the lineup, we look throughout the ball game, trying to figure out just who to talk to. You could give this one tonight to every young man that stepped on the ball field and every young man that stood in that dugout and rooted these kids on, because they weren't going home. They weren't going to finish tonight. They were going to take this win, so we have the opportunity to play next week. So, Galen, I congratulate Adam, Dusty, Jordan, and the entire Eagle family as well as the fans. What a great turnout! What a great following! It only grows as we play from week to week. Next week, Mag West in the finals. It'll be a toughie, but it's going to be a good one.
You couldn't do less.
No, absolutely not. Love being here at Bomber Stadium. Our thanks always go out to the wonderful guys here. Man, this staff that runs this place is awesome. We love being here and love talking to these guys, and they're very supportive of us. But you know, one of the things that I don't want to finish up my last bit of time here for this week without saying a little bit about Santa Fe. What a class group, what a class organization, class coaches, and kids that, you know, oftentimes you get to this point and you really wish there couldn't be a loser, but somebody's got to go on, somebody's got to go home. They need to hold their heads high. 6-1 win on Thursday night, and then drop a 2-1 and a 4-2. They were in every single ball game they played.
I think you have to look at the fact that when we played this series, there was not a confrontation. There was not a confrontation out here between players, coaches, or anybody. Nobody, you know, there may have been a couple under the lip comments to one another, but there was nothing that would take away from the game.
Just a quality staff. I saw kids. This is a team that's going to be back again as we talk throughout the playoffs. Very young, 2 seniors in their starting lineup. Expect to see the Santa Fe Indians go quite a ways over the next couple of years. But right now it belongs to your Georgetown Eagles as they take this ball game today 4-2.
I'll tell you what, if there was a player draft, I'd take that shortstop of theirs any day of the week.
Yes, absolutely. No question about that at all. Rob, you're back up here in the booth, so we'll go back to you.
Well, Dennis, thanks for carrying it there for me, my friend. And I was able to hear you today because I brought my radio. I look like a Secret Service agent out here with that invisible earpiece in my ear. But, man, I appreciate you guys and Galen. And again, I stand corrected. We will play Magnolia West. We did not play them last year. That was Magnolia.
Right.
Of course, we beat them, though, in 3 games in that regional quarterfinal. So Georgetown will advance higher than they got last year. They got knocked out here in the semifinals. So they are 1 round away from punching their ticket to the state tournament. Of course, we're now down to action time as Georgetown is continuing. I'm not going to say roll now because they have slowed down because they're playing quality teams. But the offensive firepower, Georgetown is still playing Eagle baseball. They've got to get back, really avoid some of those errors that have really plagued them in this series. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to have a great battle and a great series versus Magnolia West.
Oh, I think so, too. We took advantage in the early going of some erratic pitching, took advantage of walks and some hit batsmen in order to score those first 2 runs, and they actually, to me, proved to be the difference in the ball game, although we scored in the 2nd and the 4th inning to win this thing 4-2. But with 4 hits and 4 runs, you go back to practice this week, and you clean up some of that. You get the bat back on the ball, which we're going to need against Mag West. Very quality team. Spoken as you listen to people talk around here in this area. Everybody knows Mag West. Everybody knows what they're going to bring to the table next week. So it's going to be a fun series. I mean, it's going to be an outstanding series. Can't wait to be there.
You know, going into this postseason, a lot of people thought we may see a Georgetown Tomball showdown. That ain't going to happen now as things change here, and we'll see as things continue to roll. Georgetown, though, again, really my only area of concern just from up here in the broadcast booth and calling it as we see it are the errors, and they've got to clean that up in the next series. I think they will. They've got a lot of time to prepare. But here's the other thing, Dennis. Magnolia West took that series in only 2 games, so we're 3 games in. Magnolia's 2 as we enter into this regional final.
And they played a day earlier. They started a day earlier than we did.
Yeah, I have an opportunity sometimes to look things over and might slightly disagree with our official scorekeeper sometimes. A couple of errors that to me could have gone either way today. They go down as errors, so they look like that in the book, but to me could have gone either way. So Eagles with just a little bit of things to take care of, but not anything that they can't take care of and they had prepared for all year long. So
awesome. Well,
excited for these kids.
Final thoughts before we close this one out, Mr. Welnicki.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how we decide to play that final series. The last time we played, we went home and home. We played there for the first game and then came back to Georgetown, if I'm correct.
And that was back in 14. So I think there may be a neutral site. We'll see, though. It's a little bit of a farther distance traveled, so we'll have to see what happens. Of course, we'll have that information on SHN Sports on Twitter at SHN Sports, Dennis.
If we have a region final site, I would give anything for it to be right here. Bomber Stadium, where we're undefeated throughout the playoffs, is a place that Georgetown feels comfortably, feels at home. We love coming here. We love broadcasting from here. I know that Adam, if he can, he'll try to play as many ball games right here at Bomber Stadium as he can.
Magnolia West knows that, and I
Absolutely.
think they're kind of rooting against that. So we'll have to see what happens.
I tell you what, it's coin flip, baby. It's coin flip. So we'll see how that all turns out. I don't know that anybody from Magnolia West is here, but when I look down there at the discussion, it's possible that it is. I don't know that that's anybody from Magnolia West, but it's possible that Adam's talking with them right now. So we don't know pretty quick, folks.
They've got
where we're going to be.
They've got the right colors down there for Magnolia West, that maroon.
That is their maroon colors. So,
well, again, friends, thank you for joining us here for this edition of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. As Georgetown will advance farther on than last year to the regional finals, we'll have that information, of course, online at our Twitter handle, SHN Sports, and also on SHNSports.com. For Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki, David England, Nathan Height, and all of our wonderful SHN family, Georgetown victorious 4-2. We also want to spend a special thank you to our friends here at Bomber Stadium. They are always so generous and so helpful. Stephanie and her husband and all the fine crew that make Bomber Stadium so special. Thank you again to the facilities here and to the folks that make it happen. Well, once again, reminding you, friends, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. Your final score, Georgetown 4, Santa Fe 2. We love you, Santa Fe. Great season. Georgetown moves on. And before I play that final sponsor spot, I did want to mention Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair. Joe Bob also sponsoring us as well. He's not in that final audio. Thank you, Joe Bob. Good night, and God bless from Bryan, Texas. 2019 Georgetown Eagle Regional Semifinal Playoff Baseball made possible in part by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration of Texas, Central Texas Business Association, Joel and Jackie Holcomb of Advocare, Tiffany Palmer, Realtor, Ida Edwards, Realtor, Bob Holt, author of the book Cowboy, Brennan Remodeling, and A1 Smartphone and Tablet Repair. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle Playoff Baseball.
Don't miss the UIL Baseball State Tournament June 5th through the 8th. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.